We are here for the workshop, the L.A.M.E. How are you guys feeling? Please leave any comments on the chat box and how you guys feel about the workshop and how, where you from, your name. I see Sanitha Richard all the way. Hello from my side also. Hi side, all the way from India. Hope you're doing good. How do you feel today? My name is Mfundo Yonken Tlapo, all the way from Cape Town, the University of Western Cape. Carry on leaving your comments. Nice seeing you guys. All the way from South Africa. Hello. Are you guys excited as I am? Yo, I've been waiting for weeks and weeks for this event. Finally, we can all collaborate and learn together as librarians. Leave more comments. Hello, Sharon Gomez. Hello, all the way from South Africa also. Nice seeing my people. You good? I hope everyone is thrilled to be here today. We'll be exploring a lot about library information systems with all facilitators from all over the world. This is an international workshop, guys. Can you guys imagine? Can you imagine? Everyone from everywhere is here today. So the workshop is gonna commence shortly. But feel free to leave your comments. Hello, Matia, all the way from Namibia. How you doing? We see you. Are you guys pumped up? I'm so pumped up. Good evening. It's 8 p.m. here in South Africa. How's it that side? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? How's it? What's the time? I'm still seeing more comments coming. It's rocking. Yeah. It's time to party. It's time to learn. It's time to equip ourselves with all the knowledge as librarians. Hello, Dr. Evans, all the way from Clifford University, Nigeria. Hello, Rosemary, all the way from Imo State in Nigeria. How are you doing? I see we have Adewumi all the way from the understate of Nigeria. Good evening. So now we are about to go. I still see from more people from Pakistan. Hello, Tala. Hello. Keep on leaving your comments there. If you have some difficulties logging in, please also leave a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with all your family members. Make sure that everyone is tuned in and everyone is listening. This is a very important discussion, not even just a discussion, but a very important workshop for us librarians, not just only librarians, but everyone who needs to learn. As always, that's the South African vibe, man. Ubuntu. As I said, I'm a fourth-year library information science student at the University of Western Cape. I'm excited to learn. so I can take this knowledge and take it back to my school and teach other people. It's nice to learn as librarians because it's a whole community, right? Yes, Anita. Yes, yes. It's time to part. The Library Automation Made Easy International Workshop, 8th of June. We are here. We are here. Everyone is here today. You see, as librarians, this is our party. This is how we party. Other people are outside partying. We are outside partying with our books and all our knowledge. Because we all love knowledge and equipping ourselves with new knowledge, especially with things that are going to equip us in making our life easier as librarians. Uh, I'm seeing more comments. I'm seeing more comments as they come. Also love the music. Also love the music. It's vibey. It's vibey. It's keeping us entertained until the time comes. Where's everyone? Where's everyone? Where's everyone? So now we're about to start. The music has stopped. Now we're about to start with the real business, the real agenda of the day, what brought us here. Like I said, my name is Mfundo Nhlapo, and I'm honored to serve as the co-moderator for today's event. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. I'm so excited to learn. So yeah. Good evening once again, everyone. Welcome to the Library Automation Made Easy International Workshop for Librarians, 8th of June. Hope everyone is feeling stoked. So I'm going to be reading the agenda for today and how everything is going to commence. So today's agenda, this is how it's going to go. So we are going to be starting with the open formalities, the welcome and recognition of participants program overview, which is already what we've already started, is already commenced. And the session has been split into two. So we're going to be having Mr. Patrick talking about what every librarian must know about library automation. And we're going to have Mr. Jeremiah talking about automation made easy with Koha ILMS. Then we're going to have a panel discussion with Dr. Oguchuku, Sharon Gobese, Jeremiah. They're going to be talking about ILMS implementation and usage experiences. And then we're going to be linking up with session two. Session two will be led by Christian, who's going to be talking about the automation made easy with ActiveShelf, ILMS. And then we're going to be having announcements and attendance evaluation from Mr. Sylvester. And then we're also going to be having Mrs. Anitha Riches with Mr. Ayo and Christian, who are going to be talking about the LMS, ILMS implementation and usage experiences. And then we're going to be opening the floor for Q&As. And that's how we're going to be wrapping up our workshop today. Can you hear me? I hope everyone can hear me. If you can't hear me, please leave something on the comment section because I can hear some people can't hear me properly. And I would like to talk about the organizers who made this possible, the Digital Librarian and the Nigerian Library Association Information Technology section, with also the LeapTech, Upskill and Connect Village, and Delta State University of Science and Technology. Those are our organizers for today's event. It is my honor to introduce to you the convener for today, Mr. Sylvester Obonu, who's also worked hard to make sure that this event was a success. So Mr. Sylvester is a trusted partner in delivering innovative library, ICT, and media solutions that empower individuals, libraries, and organizations across Africa to achieve their fullest potential. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Sylvester.
All
How are you
right.
doing? You good?
Fondo, good evening, and how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you? I'm excited. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to see what all our facilitators have for us today. I hope you're excited as I
Wow.
am. I'm so excited. I'm
Yeah,
so
I'm so excited. How is South Africa today?
the weather. I'm in Cape Town, so the weather is quite rocky. It was hot in the morning, but now it's raining. That's how it goes every day. But I'm
Okay,
thrilled to be here
okay.
today.
All right, thank you very much. So, once again, I want to say welcome to everyone and thank you for being here today. My name is Sylvester and also known the digital librarian. I'm happy to be your host and convener today. And I want to say thank you to Fondo Nlapo for a wonderful job co-moderating this program with me. He has read the what we are to expect for today. The program runs from the opening formalities down to the topics for presentation, the practical sessions, and the discussion sessions, and the question and answer sessions. And one special part of this program is going to be where we're going to ask we're going to give announcements. They are very important information we're going to be giving, especially with regards to your attendance and all that. So, permit me, I'm going to share my screen to explain quickly what's next for us right now. So, very quickly, I want to welcome everyone to the Library Automation Made Easy International Workshop. The workshop is designed actually for librarians and library and information science students, pardon me for the multiple and library educators. The goal of this workshop is to provide comprehensive training and insights into the automation of library processes, making it easier for librarians to integrate and utilize modern operations in the library, modern integrated library management systems in their operations. The workshop covers various topics, like I've already introduced, even practical sessions and discussions on implementation experiences. So, in this workshop today, those of us who have not experienced what library automation is, you are going to be hearing first-hand information from libraries that have spent years in the automation business. We're also going to hear from libraries that are recently starting their automation projects. So you will be able to know from scratch everything about library automation. This workshop has been designed to help you as a student understand what automation software is and what are the requirements for library automation. Now, the question is, what was our rationale for organizing this program? So, for those of you who are participating here, I want you to understand that the Upskill and Connect community has been existing for a long time now, and we are very passionate about capacity building people. So, the first goal for organizing this event today in collaboration with our partners is to bridge the gap in library automation, like I said already. And also, we want to inspire and motivate librarians. So, from the stories and testimonies you will hear today of many libraries and what they are doing in their libraries, we are hoping that when you hear them, the success stories, it will equip you with actionable strategies that you can use to drive positive change in your own libraries. Also, we also know that many librarians have not been able to witness what a real library automation software looks like, a real ILMS. Many librarians and many students, they've been taught in class, but they don't even know what it looks like. In this workshop, we are going to be looking at up to 3 softwares. We're going to be looking at Koha, we are going to be looking at LIMS. We are also going to be looking at what's the other one? ActiveShelf. So we're going to be providing hands-on experience in this workshop. And finally, this workshop is one of those workshops that I did a survey. I actually made my research in this, and I realized that not many of these type of workshops are available for free. Not many of these types of workshops are available for free. For you to attend these workshops like this, you have to pay in maybe $50 and $100,000 and above to get access to workshops like this. And so we decided to say we should collaborate with Delta State University of Science and Technology, with LIPTech, and then with the Nigerian Library Association Information Technology section to come up with this program. So we are providing a freemium of skilling opportunity for everyone. So having said that, I would like to share some of our findings with you. And expectation. What is your expectation for this workshop? So what we did find out from our analysis, we got help using ChatGPT-4 to analyze the data, and ChatGPT-4 gave us the most common themes in participants' expectation for the workshop. As we can see, the larger words were mentioned more frequently. So what it means is that those who are attending this workshop today, what you have said you want is you want to learn about automation. You want to learn about how to implement a library automation strategy. You want to learn, you want to develop yourself. Many others say they want to learn strategies, they want to learn the evaluating. Okay, I need to confirm. Can you see my screen? Or just one screen you've been seeing? Please, I need you to confirm that you saw my other slides. So my other slides, this was the slide that you did not see, I believe so. You didn't see this slide. This was talking about the rationale for this workshop, and pardon me, the rationale for the workshop, and then about the workshop. So about the workshop. So now I'm going to now take us back to our findings prior this workshop. So like I was saying, what you see now on the screen was is the expectation of participants for this workshop. So the next other finding we realized was that, which is what we see right now, we noticed that the level of knowledge, when we ask participants what is their level of knowledge in this workshop, so you see, according to the bar chart above, most participants say that they were beginners, up to almost 350 participants. And we have about a little above 200 said that they have intermediate level. And some others say they have advanced level knowledge about ILMS. So, and then the third finding we realized is that we said, what is the participants, we want to know how familiar participants are aware of this particular software, Koha and others. So we realized that the most popular software that participants are familiar with is Koha and ActiveShelf. So and the last findings, pardon me, to share the last finding with you. The last finding talks about the insight into the kind of participants we have here. And that talks about librarians and students. So you see that we have more library information professionals than we have students and educators. One of the findings we found out that is missing from this, my report, is the participation. we received entries from we received over 900 entries, over 900 people registered. And before we got into the analysis and screening, we got about 630 or so, 630 people had valid registration information. And out of those 630 or so, we had many of them coming from Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Kenya, Namibia, Ghana, and so many other countries. So having said this is just to give us an overview of what this workshop is all about and how prepared we are to let you know what we have in stock for you. So what I would like to share briefly is what are the deliverables we are promising to give to you at this workshop. While this workshop will give you access to learn for free, this video will only be available now. Immediately after this event is over, we are going to make the video private, so you won't be able to watch the video as a replay. The only set of people that will be able to watch this video as a replay are those who fill the attendance form. So if you do not fill the attendance or evaluation form, it's not just an attendance form, it is an evaluation stroke attendance form. Only those who fill that form would have access to rewatch this video, and only those people will receive certificates, and only those people will receive the workshop materials. And to do that, all you need to do is make the amount of 3,000 naira, which is approximately $5. And lastly, just like I'm presenting a report, a pre-workshop report, you will also be getting a post-workshop report. A post-workshop report about a summary of all our findings, how the workshop went, and everything. Then, lastly, on my introduction, before we go into the workshop proper, I want to let you know that the link for this workshop will be sent. It will be sent to your emails. For everyone that registered, you will receive the link to fill the attendance form in your emails after this workshop. And you would have 5 days to complete that. The form is not just an attendance form, it's an evaluation form, and it will take up to 5 to 7 minutes of your time. So when we share the link as the event is going on, I want to advise you, don't leave the workshop to go and fill the form, because you may miss out on some things. You can actually fill the attendance form after the workshop, right? So, and the beautiful announcement I have to make is immediately after this workshop, next month, we will be having a master class. That will be a private class for 2 days. For those who really want to learn Koha, you want to learn Koha, you want to learn other types of library software, and that one is not a free class, it's a paid class. I will let you know the amounts. For those who want a personal coaching, private coaching and teaching, all the facilitators, we are going to make arrangements with them, and they will be the facilitators for that particular training, a master class, a paid master class. And finally, I am now happy to introduce to us our speakers and panelists for today. So pardon me, I'm going to be introducing all the speakers and panelists so that when the event starts, we don't need to be introducing them again. I still have about 5 minutes before the next speaker comes on board. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Ogochukwu Thaddeus Emiri. He is the University Librarian at Delta State University of Science and Technology, Ozoro, and is an Associate Professor in the Department of Library and Information Science with over 2 decades in the field. He is a prolific writer, researcher in digital literacy, library management, and technology. He is the current National Secretary of the Nigerian Library Association. Dr. Emiri will be a discussant at L.A.M.E, sharing his expertise in ILMS implementation and usage experience. Please, as I introduce them, I want to see your celebration. I want you to celebrate them, please, in the comment section. Okay. So also, I would introduce to you now Mr. Patrick Agu. Mr. Patrick Agu is a librarian at Kennedy Library, University of Ibadan. He heads the technical infrastructure over there and the internet service section. He's a dynamic personality who was trained as a librarian in the University of Ibadan. He also holds a BSc in economics and a master's in data and information science. Mr. Patrick Agu has over 28 years of information technology, library automation, and digitization. He has facilitated over 100 trainings or workshops, cutting across diverse industries, locally and internationally. He chairs the IT section of the Nigerian Library Association, and he will be speaking. He is our first speaker for today, and his topic is what every librarian should know about automation. He will be the next person to speak right after me. Yes. So the next person on our list is Sunita. Sunita Richard holds a master's degree in information science from UKZN. She's a librarian at the Sunduzi Municipality Library Services, South Africa, and the chairperson of the library's specials programs and outreach. Her outstanding contributions earned the Liasa Librarian of the Year 2019 Award and Liasa Changemaker Award 2021. She will be a panelist at L.A.M.E. discussion ILMS implementation shortly. Okay, Christabel, please mute your mic. Okay. So please, next is Kristen. Kristen Ogbejie is a certified librarian. He is the business development librarian for library technology, LeapTech. He holds a bachelor's degree in library and information science from Delta State University with a passion for 21st century technologies. He has contributed to numerous e-library projects and trained over 500 library professionals on integrated library solutions, digital literacy, and institutional repositories. He is the third speaker for today, and he will be speaking about automating libraries with ActiveShelf. He's going to be doing an extensive practical session in this workshop. LeapTech is a proud sponsor, partner of the Upskill and Connect community. We want to really appreciate them for being here with us. So next speaker that we have today is Mr. Jeremiah. Mr. Jeremiah Ugulebo. Mr. Jeremiah Ugulebo is a certified librarian. He is the head of the medical library at the University of Port Harcourt. He holds a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in library and information science from the University of Abuja and the University of Uyo. His areas of research interest are information literacy, digital libraries, and information access and policy. He has published in local and international journals. Jeremiah is the public relations officer for the Nigerian Library Association, Rivers State chapter, and he will be a panelist and a speaker today. Ladies and gentlemen, may I use this opportunity to tender an apology to us. Dr. N. Saraswati, she's from India. She has been looking forward to participate in this event. And it is with mixed feelings that I want to inform everyone that Dr. Saraswati will not be participating in this event because currently she is hospitalized, and our prayers are with her that she recovers quickly. So Jeremiah will be doing the practical session in her stead instead. Yeah, thank you. So having said that, we have one more speaker. That's Sharon Ngobese. Sharon Ngobese is a cyber cadet at the Sunduzi Municipality Library Services. She holds a diploma and a diploma in archives management. Currently, she's pursuing a Bachelor of Political Leadership and Citizenship at UNISA. Sharon will join us as one of the panelists in the first session to discuss implementation of usage of ILMS in her library. Also, we have our last speaker is Mr. Ayo. Ayo Owujuyigbe is a dedicated ICT librarian at Yaba College of Technology with a deep love for technology and information management. He pursued a degree in information technology focused on library science. He excels in enhancing your user experiences and providing valuable resources with expertise in online databases and digital literacy. He blends his interest in technology and information management while making a meaningful impact on the communities he serves. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to inform you that this is everything we have on the list, and I would love to now hand over to my colleagues who will let us know what is next for us to do. So I'm going to stop. Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick is next on board. So, Mr. Patrick, I want to say, please, can you unmute your microphone? We are about having the first session. Mr. Patrick, please unmute your microphone.
Thank you.
And turn on your video. Yeah. Kindly turn on your video. All right. So once again, I want to say welcome everybody. While Mr. Patrick turns on his video, I want to now recognize our participants in the next 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes before 7:30. My introduction was to round up by 7:30. So I want to just recognize those of us who have made comments here. Please give me a moment. Give me a moment to say, okay, Zainab say, we salute you, Prof. Okay, let me just go from beginning to make sure that we don't miss anybody. This is important, please. I really need to acknowledge everyone because you are all wonderful people. I promise to acknowledge a lot of people. So this is Taha watching from Pakistan. We have Umar watching from Nigeria. We have Munira. Mr. Patrick, your video is not on. Immediately I get your video, I know we are ready, and then we will start. Yakub is not showing, sir. Also, your slide. You will be sharing your screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to play your slide. So Eukaria Owuneme is also here. We want to say thank you for being here. Hadija is here. Thank you for being here. We want to say Harry says hello everyone. Dr. Bikunle is here. Days Phillips. A lot of people. So I'm just going to. I may not mention your name, but I'll make sure that I show your comments because this is a recorded session. I have to do this in the next 1 minute so that it's for the recording purpose that we are sure that you are here. Please don't worry about the time. Everything has been programmed already. We are going to stick to time as earlier announced in the program. Aisha is watching from Lagos, and we have Days. Thank you all. I see all the beautiful comments. I see all the beautiful comments from Convenience University. I see all of you. Okay. So, okay. All right. Adeboye, thank you for being here. Batula, thank you for being here. Phil, Dr. Gwemi, thank you for being here. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. Zainab is one of our moderators. Thank you for being here. Dr. Gladys is here. Thank you for being here. Story Times Adventure, we're glad you are all here. And okay, I see all your beautiful comments. Kogi State, Akwa Ibom, Esther Ghani is here. So we're almost through. I'm almost through highlighting most of the names. Some professors are here. I want to say to all the professors, all scholars here, I want to say welcome. All heads of libraries, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you all. Okay, that brings us to the end of all the comments here. So having said that, we will now proceed to the event proper. So, Mr. Patrick,
I'm with you.
please turn on your camera and then I will get off the stream so that you can proceed with your presentation, sir.
I think I should go on without that. It's like my camera is supposed to come up. It wants me to shut down my stem and restart. I don't want to do that. So I can.
We can't hear you clearly. We can't hear you clearly, sir.
I'm
Okay,
saying,
you can.
you
It's okay. It's okay without your camera, but it seems your network, so that we can hear you clearly. I can hear you now, but it's breaking. But proceed. So this is the program. So I want to invite Mr. Patrick to go ahead to deliver the topic. Number one, what every librarian must know about library automation by Mr. Patrick Agu.
All right, thank you very much. I believe everyone can hear me now. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Mr. Stevens. Okay, then can you see my screen too? I'm sharing my screen now.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Can you see my screen? All right, thank you very much. I guess I can proceed from here.
Hello, Mr. Patrick.
Go ahead. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Patrick.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Sylvester? I can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Patrick. We cannot hear you, sir. We cannot hear you, sir, please.
Wow.
I think it's your internet, sir. We cannot hear you.
Okay. All right, so can you hear me now?
Hello, Mr. Patrick. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh my
hear
goodness.
You.
We have to take.
I can hear you.
We cannot hear you. We can't hear you again. You keep coming up and on because probably of your network strength. They can't hear you very clearly. He said he can hear you. He said he can hear
you. Okay, how about now?
Okay, so they say they can hear you now, so you can go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you
very much. They say they can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll just go ahead and make my presentation. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. And I also want to say thank you for having me. Very briefly tonight, I will talking about what every librarian must know about automation. If you can see my screen, my topic on the screen says automation, what librarians must know. And on that same screen, you see some things at the background. The major one is what And the other opposite that you see process. That's to tell you that automation is about processes, converting our manual processes using a reliable technology for effective productivity. Automation is converting our manual processes into using technology able to ensure good productivity. My name is Patrick Agu, as I've been introduced, and please stay with me in the next 15 minutes as we quickly x-ray the issue of automation and as it concerns us as librarians. Now, what should every librarian know about automation? Number one,
Excuse me, sir.
everyone. Hello.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I think you should leave. Don't leave, just go to the active screen. Should be your PowerPoint. I think you are on StreamYard. We can't see. We can't see your next slide. We are just seeing your first slide. So I think you should be on your PowerPoint since you are sharing that screen. Exactly. We can now see your slides. So this is where you should be, sir. We can now see your slides. Thank you very much.
I was doing a slideshow. That was like the issue. I get that now.
Yes, yes.
All right. So thank you very much for that. And I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't know you weren't saying it. All right. So what should every librarian know about automation? Number one, automation is transforming the way libraries operate, empowering librarians to enhance services, to streamline workflows, and better serve their communities. Now, I said earlier that automation is about processes. It's about converting your manual processes into electronic processes. When that is done, automation is not complete until personnel are empowered to be able to carry out these processes. Until your processes, your workflows are streamlined and then is set and ready to better serve your community or your users or patrons, as the case may be. Automation and digitization to implementing successful automation strategies. Now, before you can automate a library, before you can automate a system, a process, there must be an existing process, there must be an existing system. There must be a manual, a conventional approach that is existing. It is that approach that you want to convert into electronic. It's the process that you want to automate, which means for us as a library, if you say we want to automate our library, it simply means that our housekeeping functions, it simply means that our library routines that we do manually is to be converted into electronic format, and that's automation. It simply means that your selection, your acquisition, your accessioning, your cataloging, your and classification, your circulation processes, your user interaction, and all that processes are done electronically. That's what automation is all about. All right. So the conventional process includes the usual manual process of acquisition, of cataloging, of circulation, of our paper-based patron records, and reliance on physical spaces and resources. Now, the innovative process, which is automation, is providing online catalogs digital patron management, and leveraging on technology to expand beyond the physical space of the library, making your library services, making your library functions available to users outside your space. Let me mention at this point that for a complete automation, your vendors should have an interface where they upload their catalogs, from where your acquisition librarian should be able to log in and make selection electronically on that interface. Make selections and then place an order from that interface. And when the orders are received, when the books gets to the library, your accessioning process should also be done on your library automation interface. All right. And then what is the essence of this shift? Embracing automation allows libraries to improve efficiency. It helps to reduce costs on the long run, and then provide more accessible and engaging user experience. They have established that automation has to do with processes. It has to do with automating manual processes such as circulation, management, acquisition, and all that, for improved efficiency and productivity. Digitization, on the other hand, has to do with content. It is converting your physical print materials, like books, documents, journals, into digital formats to enhance access, to enhance preservation, and to allow concurrent usage of your resources. So automation is about process, digitization is about content. What is the synergy here, therefore? I'm not going to be talking so much about digitization today, because I'm sure very soon you'll be hearing something, enjoying library automation made easy. I'm sure we'll be hearing further information about digitization. Let's concentrate on automation today, because that is what we have come to do. All right. So having established the automation is about converting manual processes into automated. What digitization is about converting physical print resources into digital electronic resources. Now, the synergy there, therefore, is that automation and digitization work hand in hand to create a seamless and accessible library experience. Don't forget, from our Raganata law, that our user is a king. The essence of our processes and content conversion is to provide a better user experience to our users. So let me say again that automation is about process, while digitization is about content. All right. Library automation examples. Now, examples of automation processes in the library. One of them is integrated library management system. Automation is not possible without a software, without a solution, because what the solution is expected to do is to convert what you are doing manually, your filing of user records, your registration, all those stuff you do manually. The integrated system enables you to do the same thing electronically. So an integrated library management system will manage your acquisition, your collection and development processes. It will manage your circulation, your cataloging, manage your patron data in centralized platform. We also have an extended part of it, which is automated checkout and return system. This is made possible with the integration of RFID to your library automation system, to your library management system. If you are expanding your services beyond the physical space of your library, you can also go a step further to ensure that your users can come to borrow books in your library, even when your library is closed. Or rather, they can come to return books in your library, even when your library is closed. And they can initiate their borrowing process on your application, on your platform, such that if they want the physical books, once they come in, give you their identifier. In most cases, for universities, maybe matric number, you can approve their checkout and then pick up the book, and then they move, without having to wait to search for anything. And then online catalogs, that's providing digital access to library collections and enable remote searches. The newer technologies embed discovery that allows you to search across different databases. That your OPAC should go beyond searching the catalog, the online catalog of the book, but also searching available resources on your electronic resources. And that is possible using tools like Discovery for universal search, and then automated notifications. This is a very good and very important aspect of seamless experience in library services delivery. When users borrow books, there's always a date due date. There's always a time for them to return. Your automation system should allow automated notice sending notices to your users. You have a social book with you. It will be due in 2 days' time. It will be due in the daytime. It will be due today. Kindly return or renew. When there are new arrivals, to be able to identify the new books have arrived in the library and send notifications to patron that you have new holdings. Check out the library for these new arrivals and all that. So you have to send updates. Sorry, the library will be closed tomorrow for fumigation, but the library will be closed to will not be open today for so and so reasons and all that. You should be able to send updates to your users, to save users time and to ensure friendly and beautiful user experience in the library. Now, let me quickly talk about integrated library management systems, which is your L.M.S, which is the library management software that you'll be using, to automate your library. Now, library management system comes in 2 major forms. We have the open source, we have the proprietary system. ILMS are comprehensive software solutions that streamlines the operations and management of libraries. Now, we'll now go ahead to explore the key differences between open source softwares and proprietary ILMS softwares. I'll endeavor to highlight the advantages and the disadvantages. I want to believe you are still with me. That section, if you are still with me, so that I'll be sure, or I just hear a hi from somewhere, so I'll be sure we are still on the same page. Hello, can I see a witness that I have people with me? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy about this. Thank you. All right. So let me quickly delve into integrated library management systems. I'll delve into talking about the open source and the proprietary, and then I'll highlight, attempt to highlight the advantages and disadvantages of each of these model of adoption of library management system. Now, open source ILMS are community driven. Please take notes. They are community driven. They are developed and maintained by a community of contributors, fostering innovation and responsiveness to user needs. It means it's not owned by one particular person. It means that if you become a member of the community of user of a particular piece of software, you can also develop something to enhance that and send to the community, and it is, it is scrutinized by everyone. And if it is an addition and is a plus to the an advantage to that solution, is added into it, and they become a co-owner of the solution. So it's community driven. And number two, it is highly customizable. Users can modify the source code to tailor the ILMS to their specific requirements and ensuring a perfect fit for their library. Different library has different priorities. They have different user community. They have different use pattern and all that. You have your individual or local identities. So OpenLMS enables you to tailor the software to suit your needs, to suit the need of your users, to suit the use pattern, of your users and also of your staff. And then number three, open source LMS are available at little or no cost, making them an attractive option for libraries with limited budgets. So it is highly cost effective. By way of these are advantages of open source LMS. All right. They are flexible. They can be customized to meet your needs. They have a very strong community base. They have training programs on the community platform. Once you join, it's always available everywhere online. Once you're community, you can have access to free training and have access to updates, to have access to different problems that other libraries have had using it. When you have your own problem, you don't even need to look for someone to teach you what to do. Just go to the forum. You see people who have had similar problems and you see how they solved it. And then you can follow that to solve your own problem too. And when you solve a new problem, you can also post it there. Like this, you had this problem, and this was how you solved it. Other people will also see that and use it to solve their own problem. So it's like everybody, it's like you are all your brother's keeper using open source LMS. Of course, with no licensing fees, open LMS can significantly reduce libraries' operating costs. What are the disadvantages? As beautiful as open ILMS is, as wonderful, as awesome as it is, it has some disadvantages. One of them is technical complexity. Implementing and maintaining open ILMS may require specialized technical experts, which can be a challenge for some libraries. So capacity is actually an issue. And that's why so many libraries, for example, in Nigeria today, use open LMS system, and yet they pay so much. What they are paying for is not for the software. They're only paying for the technical capacity of the person helping you to implement. The person implementing that. So it's the major disadvantage is technical complexity, and then limited support. Your support is limited to the activities on the forum. The level of assistance, except you go extra mile to contact people individually from the forum, and they are not obliged to respond to you. But of course, a lot of people always respond. So level of assistance may vary, and response times can be unpredictable. Then potential security risk. What you see as very beautiful, another person might see it as not so beautiful. And in the process of trying to make it beautiful, make it better and all that, some terrible programmers can introduce bugs to create problems for others. But of course, with good technical capacity too, that is properly and promptly mitigated against most cases. So they are a pretty and still very reliable. Now, proprietary software, on the other hand, it's like a turnkey solution. They are ready to use with pre-configured features and functionalities, simplifying the implementation process. You don't need to be very sound technically to be able to implement a proprietary ILMS. Sometimes it's like plug and play. Most of them have professional support. Because you are going to be paying to get them, they provide customizable support. They have a support team that will always attend to you, provide assistance when you have issues and getting them resolved. And then there's continuous update. Registered ILMS provides regular release and updates new features, keeping the software up to date. Because the owner of the software wants to remain in the market, he keeps updating, he keeps sending releases, he keeps telling you reason why you should upgrade, this is why you should pay more to get more and all that. So he gets a lot of constant updates and regular releases, which is key features of proprietary software. What is the advantage thereof? All right. Number one is reliability. ILMS, proprietary ILMS are backed by established vendors, established organizations, ensuring that the software stability and long-term viability, is ensured. And then they have comprehensive support. Providers often provide comprehensive support, including training, maintenance, and regular updates. Then streamlined experiences. ILMS typically have a more polished and user-friendly interface, simplifying user experience. It's very beautiful, attractive, and all that. And then just to ensure that people are attracted to you, that they want to use it. I'll be routing very soon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick. Yeah,
thank you.
I think yes, thank you, please. Yeah, we're past the time. Thank you.
All right. So I'll be running off in a few minutes, please. All right. So it has its advantages.
Yeah. 2 minutes, also. Please.
All right. Thank you. All right. So here are the disadvantages as listed. Now, choosing the you must carefully evaluate your library-specific requirements, your budgets, and your IT capacities to determine the most suitable LMS to use. You must be able to evaluate options thoroughly, research both open source and proprietary LMS before you pick one. Then pilot implementation must be put in place first. Don't just go ahead and implement. Do a pilot test, see it, identify the problems and challenges and all that before you go ahead and do that. Then what is significant, I've mentioned this while discussing earlier, data-driven decisions. It helps you can generate reports to guide you as to what type of books your users read the most, what type of books you should acquire more, and all that. So it gives you direction and it's cost-effective on the long run. Now, I've talked about this evaluation. Identify the library-specific automation requirements and the pain points. What are the challenges you have? What solutions can solve those problems? What are the issues in this space? What solutions can solve this problem? At them thoroughly before you implement or adopt anyone. Then involve stakeholders. This is very, very important. Collaborate with your staff. Your staff must be trained. They must carry that along. There must be a buy-in of your staff, your IT staff, and your patrons to ensure that Select Solutions meet everyone's need. This, if you look at the UTX unified theory of technology acceptance, it explains this issue of stakeholder involvement. And then research your options and evaluate your systems before using. This also like explaining the same thing I've said earlier. In conclusion, and the major key takeaways from this discussion this evening is that automation is a powerful tool for modernizing library operations and enhancing patron experience. It's aligned with digitization. Integrating automation and digitization strategies can create a truly transformative library ecosystem. Successful library automation requires buy-in and collaboration from IT staff, from your patron, and from the librarians that will use this system. Then commit to continuous improvement. Regularly evaluate and optimize your automated library systems to ensure they continue to evolving needs. What next? Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll stop here for tonight. Thank you. All right, moderator, I'm done. I'm open to questions.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for the efforts you have put into this presentation. I want to appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. So,
Thank you.
Mr. Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Patrick, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So,
I can hear you. Ah, network is still low. Yes. Network.
Mr. Patrick, thank you very
I
much.
can hear you.
Mr.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, good evening and how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Jeremiah. Thank you so much. Mr. Patrick, we are going to get you back again on the panel immediately after Jeremiah's presentation. We will get you on the panel for questions. So I hope that's fine, Mr. Patrick.
Very fine. Thank you. It's
So
fine.
we'll need you back. We'll need you backstage now immediately after Jeremiah's presentation. Jeremiah is going to be doing some practical on Koha. So we're going to Jeremiah. Can you share your screen so that I have your screen? Are you doing your presentation there, or what's the plan?
Uh,
You
you
sharing your screen?
you can share the slide.
Okay, you
Let
would
me.
prefer me to share this slide. Okay,
Yes,
maybe I will do that so that you
solutions.
don't experience. Please just give me a moment to share this screen for you. Um, the title of your presentation is Library Automation Made Easy with Koha ILMS. So, having said that, the next screen you'll be seeing now will be that of, will be my screen. I'm going to be sharing Jeremiah's slide. So, Jeremiah, your slide is up. Can you see it?
Not yet. All right. I think it's loading now. Yeah, great. I can see it now.
All right.
Please, can you put
So
it on a
over to you.
slide
You
show
have
so
you
that
have the next 30 minutes. You have the next 30 minutes for the practical session and your presentation.
all right.
When
Please
you need
put
me
it
to go to the next slide.
on the slide show so that it can be very bold and visible for everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Jeremiah Ogulebo, a librarian with the University of Port Harcourt and the head of the Medical Library, University of Port Harcourt. I'm glad to be a presenter on this international workshop today. And the title of my presentation is Tag Library Automation Made Easy with Koha Integrated Library System. So I'm just going to be running through a slide to talk about Koha briefly. Then I will do a practical hands-on. I will share my screen, open the Koha, show you what you can do with Koha, show you some benefits of Koha, and also encourage us as librarians. We need to have Koha. Aside the fact that it makes our work easy, it also makes the work of the students easy. because one of the laws of Ranganatha says, do not waste the time of the library user. Every book its user. So if as a librarian you have acquired materials, accession them, done all your arrangement, shelving and all of that, but the users can't have access to it, I think you have ended up just wasting your time. The whole essence of the profession is to ensure that you save the time of the user and also the user have access to what you have. So Koha makes that easy. Please, the next slide. Mr. Sylvester, can you share the next slide, please? Move to the next slide. All right, thank you. Okay, so what is Koha? Koha is an integrated library management software, ILMS, LMS, or ILS. They are abbreviations that are used interchangeably to mean a system in which all library operations such as acquisition, cataloging, circulation, series, budgeting, OPAC, accessioning, all the technical areas, they are all embedded in this package. And this package is very good. It's easy, it's user friendly, and also it is the first open source. When we say open source, we mean it's free. Integrated library system, and it's used all over the world by different libraries. A lot of libraries use it. There are other systems, other ones, but Koha is more popular, and also, permit me personally, I would say it's user-friendly to the librarian and also to the user. And it was created by Katipo Communications, all of that in 1999. It facilitates easy, quick, convenient access to library information resources. Why do we use Koha? Why are we using Koha? I can remember some years ago during my first degree at the University of Abuja, way then there was no automation or integrated library management system. So what we're doing was more of catalog cards, writing on paper. You have a whole box like a cupboard. When your user comes in, you need to do all of that. Go and check this site. So, but Koha eliminates all of that. So one of the benefits of the Koha, it encourages a centralized system of library routine. All your activities are centralized from the admin room, from the source. You can be able to observe whatever is happening. You can be able to track, okay, the staff on Koha. You can know who is working and who is not working with Koha. It's not a case of signing register and all of that. From the Koha, you can be able to search and find out, okay, this is the input from my staff, this is the input, this is what the circulation area is doing, this is what the cataloging area is doing, this is what the acquisition area is doing, this is the number of books they have been able to catalog and all of that. It encourages a centralized system, also encourages security of resources. What do we mean by security of resources? When you have imputed all of your resources into this system, you can be able to search. I'll be doing all of that so that you can know what you have and what is out, what is in. It also encourages the lending and the borrowing, the checking, the checkout, unlike where we need to be checking, okay, you say, where's the book? The borrower's tick notes, bring the tick note for borrowing. Okay, which number did you use? Number one, number two, and but when you are using Koha, you find out that the moment you just have the user's name or the details that you used to save it, once you type it in, you can be able to know if the user is with any of your material. So it helps to secure. And also as staff, as librarians, as libraries, as the library administration, with Koha, you can be able to know what is happening around your library. You don't need to be running from this unit to this unit to that unit. The moment you have access, you can be able to organize and observe what is happening. And also it encourages good data documentation. Good data in the sense that as librarians, we have access points. If you are conversant with acquisition and cataloging of resources, the basic ones, we are talking about the author, the title, the subject, the year of publication, the imprints, the publisher, and all of that. With Koha, you find out that you can be able to have good data documentation. You can store your data properly. You can be able to have access to the data. You can be able to have access to the data in and outside the office if you have been given that right. You can be able to have access to the data even with staff changes and all of that. As the administration is changing, you will not be so scared and be bothered. What you just need to do, okay, if there's a change from the last one, you print out all I have As you are doing your handover, you hand it over to the new set. The new set knows what they introduced and what they took out of it. So that way you find out that there's good data documentation. Also, unified cataloging and classification system. Koha encourages a unified cataloging and classification system because when you are using Koha, you can be able to take references from other libraries in the package. I want to borrow a leaf from one of my boss here in River State, Dr. Juliet Alex Mecha. She always said when she was in the cataloging room, when you are trying, if you are calling her, she will say, no, I am in LC, I'm in Library of Congress, I'm in America now. Not that she's there visibly, but because when you are working on cataloging, you find out that you take references from all of those schools. So from your little place in Delta State, from little place in Kano State, you can know what those in Library of Congress in the US are doing, those in the University of Southwest are doing, those in different areas. So that way you ensure that there's a unified system. And also, finally, as a benefit, there are so many benefits, but because of time, I just want to hit on these major ones. It saves the time of the librarian during their work, and also the time of the user searching for information resources. If you have observed in the libraries, when students come in, most times students are not fully informed about how the library works. When they come in, okay, they are looking for a book in medicine, they will just go straight to the medicine shelf and they start flipping from this angle to this other angle, which is not supposed to be. A library that is well automated with Koha, on the shelves there, you are going to see systems on the wall, computer systems. From those systems, they are on, they are working. You open the library OPAC. Once you open the library OPAC, you have a title of the book you need already. The moment you type it in, it retrieves that record and shows you the area, the call mark, the class mark, the area that book is in. And with that, as a student, you can just pick that record and move straight to that place and pick your material. So you see, Koha saves you the time, saves the time of the user. And also as a librarian, I already talked about, you are no more going to be writing with pencil, using eraser, using stapler and all of that. The system will help you to do all of that. Please, the next slide. So the next slide is this is my libraries and website, Donald EU Econ Library in the University of Port Harcourt. So we use the very, very active and working Koha in our library. That's why on these services, I took a screenshot of these services. You can see the e-resources. You can see the OPAC. The OPAC is the online public access catalog. That is one of the features of the Koha. So if you click on our OPAC, you can be able to see the resources we have. During accreditation, we don't need to be running around like sometimes you hear some of the teams saying, you are lying. You say you have this book, you don't have this book, and all of those back and front. You don't need to do all of that. You just take them to your Koha. I need to know how many resources you have on library and information science. The moment the person types, the number of resources in your library will pop up. So it's not a case of, okay, I have seen the resources, can I retrieve it? Once you get the call mark, you are good to go. So this is one of the advantages of Koha. This is our library. Aside other things, you can see the OPAC there, the repository, the American corner. Please, the next slide. So the next slide is a perfect example, just like how the Koha interface looks like when you log in. Please, the next slide. Yeah, this is like the home page. I said we are going to do a practical example, but I will just show us this on the slide. Then I will log in to the Koha. This is the home page of the Koha in Donald Ekong Library, University of Port Harcourt. This is my account. You can see my name there at the top, the library. All I do is monitored with my username here. This is how, if I want to work on a book, default entry, if it's an audio or a CD, you can see there. Once I click on it, it will take me to where I will input the details. If it's a book, if it's a CD-ROM, if it's something that has to do with acquisition, if I want to search what I have done, I can easily do that here. Please, the next slide. Now, this is the perfect example, the next slide, yeah, of what the interface looks like. Maybe there's a new material that has been acquired in the library and I want to fix it into my Koha. I will just need to walk from this 0 to 9. 0, once you scroll down, you see all other details, the date of the transaction, the Library of Congress number, the ISBN, the place of publication, all of those details. Once you input all of them in your Koha, you can make the access to that information easy by the user and also by you as the librarian. If there's any issue, oh, I want to make some rectification and all of that, you can always do that. Please, the next slide. The next. Okay, now this is what I was talking about. So in my library in the University of Port Harcourt, library information books, you can see we are seeing 106 results. And these results are results that have this keyword, either the library or information science. And from this result, you can see that one of the records showing, from these, you can also search from the newest to the oldest. So you see, as old as 1980, that should be 1983 or 63 there, if I can see that properly. We have records that has to do with guide to the use of library. Now, when you look at the side, you can see the location, Donald Ecom Library. You can see the comma Z710. That way, as a user and as a librarian, you can always have easy access. You have documented what you have. So if I'm preparing for accreditation now, I don't need to be beating around the bush running. I will just take this record. I can just have this screenshot, print out all of these, and give to the team, and that is fine. If you are querying, if you are confused, if you need clarification, you can go to the shelf with this record and you have access to that material. Please, the next slide. So once you have searched this way, the next slide is going to show you how the results will pop up. This is from the side of the librarian that is working on Koha, not from the side of the student yet. Please, the next slide. Mr. Sylvester, are you there? Please, the next slide. No, please, can you go back? Go back. No, the other one. Go back again. Please, can you click on it? Yeah, thank you. Oh, no. Go to the next slide. The next slide, please. That should be slide 9. All right, thank you. Now, this is a record, Research Methods in Library and Information Science. This record is in my library. It's also in the DLC. When you look at the cataloging source there, you can see DLC. It's in English, and we have it in our library here. You can see all the details that you need and all the details we have imputed in this record. You can see the title, the edition. Because this is a screenshot, you will not be able to see all of that. Once you scroll down, you see the edition, you see the year, Library of Congress call number, control number, system, all of those things. So it makes your work easy. Every library is supposed to have Koha. If you are not using Koha, you are supposed to use another library software. It makes your work easy. Makes your work easy as a librarian, makes the work easy for the students. Because without it, you are going to be doing so much of analog, stocking of books. Now, this is the opaque area of the Koha in my library. This is the opaque. This is the area. You can see it at the top, Donald Ecom Library, University of Port Harcourt online catalog. So this is where the students can search. Once you type in your information, you can see by the side here, it says all libraries. So if you are in the medical library and you need to search for information that has to do with the medical library, once you change that icon there, it will take you directly to books that are on the medical library shelf. If you want to search for those on the law library, it will take you directly to those books. So that way, it saves your time as a user. Once the librarian has done his or her part behind, that's on the other aspect, the user here makes their work very easy. Now, from this screenshot, you can see some systems by the side of that shelf. Those are the systems I'm talking about. So when you are in the University of Port Harcourt Library, instead of going to the shelf, flipping, wasting your time, just turn on those systems. You have an idea of the book you need, or even if you don't have an idea of the title, the author. The moment you type in there, the results that come out, once you see what you need, once you click on it, the information about that record will pop up, and you will have an idea of the call mark. So you just move directly to that side of the shelf and have access to what you need to. So you see, Koha makes that work easy. It's also in line with Ranganatha, as I said, don't waste the time of the library user. So you will always waste the time of the user if you are not using a library management software. And it's going to be a case of, oh, I need a book. And they will say, oh, sorry, the librarian stepped out. He went to easy serve. He went to do all of that. So all of the software helps you to avoid all of that. Now, irrespective of all the benefits, there are also challenges. Challenges that can be poor. Once your library has poor internet, know that you are going to have issues with your Koha on the aspect of the users accessing and also on the aspect of the librarians working. Once there is no internet, there's going to be a challenge. So if you are going to make use of Koha, you have to make advantage for external source of power. Either you are making use of inverters or you are making use of secondary sources of power, but you ensure that you have power that can ensure there is internet. Once there's internet, you are good to go. Now, also, we as a part as a matter of observation, we find out that there is a restriction on local content. If you are working on Koha as a librarian, you are going to be doing more of original cataloging. What do I mean by original cataloging? We have original and the copy. Original in the sense that there's no university, there's no school that has worked on that book. So with your expertise as a librarian, you are going to be creating that from the scratch on Koha. So there's restriction on local content. But if it's not a content that has to do with local publishers and all of that, the moment you search as a librarian, you can see it in other universities and you adapt it. That's one of the challenge, the second challenge, and also recommendation in respect to it. There should be room for introduction of local content. These days we have librarians going into programming, computer science. I want to encourage them as you are doing all of that, don't forget the library software. Think about how you can upgrade that and make room for introduction of local content. It's not too nice that we are taking from the people out there and they cannot take from us because of those restrictions. So that is it for the slide. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now, and I'm going to be showing us what the Koha looks like. But before I do that, let me just show the OPAC for us. Now, we are, for the essence of this presentation, we are going to be making use of the librarian of the University of the Digital Librarian, which is the Delta State University of Science and Technology. And this is their OPAC. You can see from this OPAC, sorry, I already searched out something. Let me take it back home. All right, now this is the home view of their OPAC. From these, you can see their information about the library, blah, 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 the time, what it does, the assets, the services, the resources. So at peradventure, the librarian has worked on books on civil engineering, and I am a student and I need a book on civil engineering. What do I do? This is my search area. I just type civil engineering and enter. Once I click on enter, now you can see all the results. So far, the system there is pretty new, so they are still trying to impute lots of record. You can see they have 6 results on engineering. So it retrieves anything that has to do with those keywords. You can see tutorials on electrical engineering. This is 2004, brickwork, structure of materials. And from this result, you can see if the book has been borrowed by a user. You can see availability. It said this item is available for loan. That is, it's in the library. So as a user, you don't need to come to the librarian and say, please, is this material available? Has it been borrowed or not? The moment you search it and you can see this icon that is the item is available for loan, you just go in and click on that material so that you can have the right call mark. So once the result pops up this way, from the search icon, you can even look at the newest record. From these, once you click on newest to oldest, the result is going to refresh. Then now we are going to see the newest record there, the year of the newest record. You can see, now it took me the newest record. You can see from the down aspect, you can now see how new the record is. If we are now using this brickwork, maybe I need this book on brickwork. I want to know where this book is on the shelf. The moment I click on this, you can see where the book can be found. You can see the call mark, TH5501. So as a student, I don't need to waste my time and be going from TH100. I just move straight to TH5501 on the shelf. You can see the status says available there. Once I go there, I can have access to it. So in this library, they have 3 of these books, 3 copies. You can see 3 holdings there. So this is the opaque area of the Koha. So as a student, it saves your time as a student. It also saves the time of the librarian, because as a librarian, some of us, we can have 20, 25 users, 30 users in a day. If all of them are coming to talk to you, I kid you not, you are going to end up your day every day with headache. So that is why this software is very good, to save so much interaction and also to encourage and also prove to the student that something is happening in the library. because traditionally a lot of people say, okay, librarians are people that just they dust book, they arrange book, they are stamping books, but we do more than that. And one of this is this: the moment one of doing more than just dusting and stamping book is using your OPAC, designing your Koha using an OPAC, and this way it saves the time of the user. So this is it for OPAC. Now let me delve in properly into the Koha. Now this is the Koha interface. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, let me. I don't know, can you see the screen? My OPAC, this is now the Koha interface. I presume we can see the screen.
The screen we can see is the OPAC. This is the OPAC I'm seeing right now.
Yes, the OPAC. Okay, you cannot see the Koha yet.
Is the OPAC I'm seeing, online public access catalog.
Okay, let me go in straight to the Koha. Okay, can you see the Koha now?
Okay, yes, we can see the start client. That's the Koha, the back end. You can see it now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I have logged in already, and I'm using the digital librarian's login details. Now you can see, I said you can use Koha to do a lot. You can use it to monitor staff input. You can use it to know what your staff are doing. Maybe the people in the cataloging unit. It's not a case of just coming to work and going home. You can, as the head of the unit, you can know what they are doing. At the end of the month, you can type in and retrieve the impact or the input of your staff. Now, this is his icon. Sorry, this is his username. Now, this is the Koha interface. Now, you can see all of the traditional library activities here. Circulation desk is here. Cataloging is here. Serials, the patrons, acquisitions, the authorities. These are for the admins, the administration about it, the e-resources, the tools. Now, for the sake of these, let me just move straight to the cataloging. The patrons, once you click on this, you can see your list of your patrons and what's happening, how many books they've borrowed and all of that. But if I get a book now and I say, okay, I want to work on this book, my library has acquired a whole lot of books in boxes. Now, we need to impute it in our Koha. What do we do? Once you click on cataloging here, now once you click on cataloging here, now look at all the information that has to do with imputing a record on Koha. You can see stage records for import, export, catalog data, batch item deletion, label creator. Now, I was talking about what one of my bosses used to say, Dr. Mecha, that she's in the US, she's in Library of Congress, why she's in Port Harcourt. So what does she mean? Now, if I want to work on a book and I want to borrow a leaf from other universities that have worked on that book, the moment I click on this new, I'm going to show you. The moment I click on this new, you can see these are library, the Delta State University of Science and Technology. Look how the libraries they can borrow a leaf from. The State University, Chela and Binstick State University, Imperial College of Science and Technology, Library of Congress, Quad E, Awam University of Engineering, National Library of Science. Now, once I just type the title or the ISBN or the ISSN or the author, if these universities, if these libraries have those books, that record will pop up and I can now download to my library and now adjust and customize it to what I have in front of me. That is the beauty of Koha, and we call this copy cataloging. If you are going to be taking from other schools, we call it copy cataloging. This way, as a librarian and as a cataloger, you can work on as much as 50 books a day. But if you are doing the tradition, oh, I'm going to write title, right, before you are done writing 3 or 4 books, sometimes with the whole distractions and all of that, lagging, you are already fagged out. You find out that you cannot be, but with this way, the moment you type in, you see that, you download, you edit, you save, good to go. Your users can have access. So this way makes it easy. Now, if I now want to do it, I say, okay, this is the local content, and I want to work on it from the scratch. What do I do? Once I click on new record, I just clicked on my new record. Now you can see it's loading. Now this is the screen for the new record. I will impute all I need to do that is in front of that book. All the title, the time, the year, the publisher, the bibliographic number. As I'm scrolling, you can see them, the ISBN, the ISSN, the publisher, distributor number, the cataloging source. The cataloging source is where is it coming from, my school's icon, the language of cataloging, the transcribing agency, the modifying agency. That is for the 0 feed. Now, once I click on the 100 feed, this is where I input the name of the author, the date associated with the author, the main entry if the book is from a corporate work, the main entry if it's from a meeting. After I'm done with the 1 feed, I click on 2. Now, this is where I impute the title statement, reminder of title, the statement of responsibility. I believe I'm talking to information professionals now, so I don't need to expand on all of what that means. Statement of responsibility, where is it from, the authority, part of the book. Once I'm done imputing all of this, I save. Look at edition, the publication, distribution date. I will just be using the book. Now, if it is a book I downloaded from the other side, that's the copy cataloging, you find out that all this information will be there. So I will just need to edit it to suit what I have in front of me. Now you go to number 3. Number 3 has all that information, the physical description, the page nation. Is there a CD-ROM? What type of material is it? Did it come with a map? Did it come with a drawing and all of that? I go to number 4, the series, if it's a series. I go to number 5, general notes. Does it have an index? Does it have a bibliography? Now there's an icon here. You can also put your name. You can also put your name too, or this active note. You can put your name as the staff, so that when your admin or your head is trying to look at the record, if there's a challenge, the person can be able to know, okay, this is the person that did this book. You need to make corrections and all of that. Look at the added entry, the personal name for the added entry. No added entry where we have more than one author. The added entry is a corporate name. The added entry for the title. The added entry for the subject. You have all of those there. Now, added entry personal name, if we have more than one authors, if it's an edited work and all of that, it has all of these feeds for you. And the moment you are done from this, you save. Now you are now going to choose, are you now using LC or DWI? Now this icon now, if I'm using LC, I click on LC. If I'm using DWI, I click on DWI. Once you are done, you save. The moment you are saved, you can now have access to that record. So let me retrieve a record that has been worked on using this Koha in Delta State University of Science and Technology, or Zoro. Now look at this result. I typed results on engineering. You can see tutorials on electrical engineering. This is in the library. This is 2004. Now, once I click on this, I clicked on my first result. I want to show us how the record is. This is the first result. Now, once you scroll down, you can see if it is available. Current library, just like if it's my university, we have so many libraries. We have the medical, the law, we have central libraries. So you will know where the book is presently. Current library, this one is in the Delta State Library. I presume this is their home library, and that's where it's found. Maybe if it's a medical book, you can now see, okay, the home library where it was worked on. Now, where you can see it from here. So a medical student will not be wasting his time in the Donadecon library when he can see that resource directly in the medical library. The OPAC will show you all of that. But as the librarian, once you have imputed all those records, now I want to show you how it looks like. Once you click on edit record, I think I'm trying to round up now. Once you click on edit record, you can see the information about this book. It has already been imputed by the librarian that worked on it, date and time, the fixed length. You can see the ISBN number. You can see the source, the language. You can see who worked on it. This is from the Delta State University. Now, if there are other libraries that worked on it, you are going to see all of them here. Modifying agency. You can click on this. This tab will duplicate. So sometimes you can see a book with 12 universities that have worked on it. That's to tell you how rich the cataloging of that book is. Once you click on the icon here, it duplicates. All the schools can impute their record. Look at, you can see the call mark there. Now, when we go to the feed 100, don't forget I talked about it at the other side. You can now see the name of the author. Can you see that? When you move to 200, you can see the title statement. All of this information have been imputed by a librarian at the back end. Don't forget that this aspect now is not seen by the users. The users only see the OPAC. You as the librarian, you are the one that is going to be working on these, imputing the records and all of that. So you find out that Koha makes your work as a librarian very easy. I want to encourage all of us on the call, if your library don't have Koha, it should be one of your goals for the year. Permit me to use our popular slang. It should be like your New Year resolution. You can start your own New Year in this month of June and say, before the end of this year, I will ensure, I will push my boss, I will push the administration to ensure that we have all of these. Because this way you can have a centralized record. You can also know what other universities are doing. From this area, the zero, let me just make a reference to that zero feed where we have the modifying agencies. You can see the number of libraries that have worked on this book. Because of some restriction on my library, I could not open my own OPAC. But if I open mine, once you open a resource like this, because ours have been there for lots of years, you will see a lot of libraries that worked on the book. So that way you can be able to make reference, and it makes your work very, very easy as a librarian. So this is basically the areas of OPAC. Now, if peradventure you say, okay, I don't have any business with cataloging. I don't have any business with cataloging. What I have to do is circulation and all of that. My business, once you click on that, okay, my business has to do with circulation. Once you click on circulation, what you need, you can have access to it. So this is basically all, and this is like a practical example and a hands-on experience. You can even know your patrons and all of that. So it's a very, very good software. I want to encourage all of us to ensure that we reach out to the digital librarian and make our plans on how to get it in your library. In my library, it made our work very easy. When we are having an accreditation in the library, we don't need to be running around. The UA don't need to run around and all of that. She will just go to the cataloging unit, the HOD in that unit. Please, I need to have the information about your records in medicine, your records in nursing, your records in library information. Before you know, you print all of that. When the team comes, you don't need to say, oh, where's the card? Where's the file? You just show them your printout. If anybody is doubting and all of that, the person have access to your Koha, the person have access to your OPAC, and you are good to go. And if you have saved your record, maybe on data sheet, Excel sheet, and all of that, you will now be able to transfer it. As a form, I can see someone asking old data of the library. Like in our library, when it was time for us to advance to all of this, they had to retrieve all of the materials and do a proper work on it. So it's a very good one. I want to encourage all of us to have access to it and also make plans to acquire it for our library. On that note, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for listening. And it was a nice time speaking and interacting with us and talking about Koha. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I used to think I know how to highlight comments and praises, but there are so many comments in the comment section that I cannot even highlight. Odunola says, very interesting presentation. Harry says, thank you so much. The comments are like fire. They are coming like fire. Bravo, Jeremiah. Same thing went for Mr. Patrick. There were a lot of comments. So I'm bringing Mr. Patrick on now. Good to see Mr. Patrick's face. Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So, Mr. Patrick, good to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, everyone, the comment section is on fire on Facebook, on YouTube. There are a lot of people right now making comments just to say thank you. I wish I could highlight all of them. People are learning so much. Says thank you, Jeremiah, for this refreshing moment. It was 2018. I had a practical experience of Koha for the first time, and since then it was never implemented in my library. So you see, this workshop is for people like Friday, so that they can refresh what they know about Koha Integrated Library Management System. Dr. Yelude is here. A lot of other people are here. They are saying thank you, well done. So we are going to the panel session now, and I want to invite Sharon. Sharon to be on stage with us. Sharon, are you ready? I see you're backstage. So Sharon, welcome and good evening. I know, how is South Africa today, Sharon? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. South Africa is very
Please, I think your YouTube channel, can you stop your other device? Maybe you are watching with another device. Can you stop that device? It's echoing.
You just lost YouTube, that's all.
Hello? Okay, I think we can hear, it's no more echoing now. It's okay now. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the invitation and adding me to the program. I've noticed that most of the programs that you guys are using in your libraries in your country, they are not that different from what we're using here in South Africa. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear her clearly? I mean, it's my network.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can
hear you. Please go ahead.
Should I continue?
Yes, you can.
Hello, Sharon. Are you there? Please continue. We can hear you. Is she talking?
Oh, she's not talking.
No,
Sharon, please continue. We can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, no problem. She's not talking. So let's.
She's talking now.
Sharon, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Exactly. We can hear you loud and clear now. We can hear you clearly now. Please say something. We can hear you now.
As I was saying, that the systems that you are using in your libraries, are not that far different from what we have in South Africa, as we are using SLIMs. The SLIM systems or the Procada that we're using here in our country, it's very much simpler, and we as librarians or library information professionals, we are able to search books for our patrons. If we don't have a certain book in our library, we are able to search in other libraries if we can get that book for the patron. The other thing is that we are able to reserve a book if the patron can't get the book from us. We are able to reserve that book and see who took the book and when the book will be returned. But I'll let Sunitha to continue from where I will leave off. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, let's have a moment. I'm going to be asking some questions, but very quickly, I'm just going to share, there's a slide from, there's a presentation here from Sharon, and they currently use the software, Sinayan Library Management System software at their library. Their library is the Eastwood Library. Can you see my screen? Mr. Patrick, can you see my screen? Eastwood Library.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so this is Sharon's library, and they use SLIMS, Sinayan Library Management System. So please, Sharon, I would like to find out what are the similarities between SLIMS and Koha, based on what has been demonstrated. What do you think are the similarities between these softwares? Sharon, did you get my question? Oh, okay. She has gone off. Let's just continue with the other panelists. We have Dr. Ogochukwu Emiri, is the University Librarian of Delta State University of Nigerian Library. He's a panelist. And good evening, sir. If you can please turn on your video so we see you, we'll appreciate that. Good evening, Dr. Ogochukwu Emiri.
Thank you, Mr. Sylvester, and also thank you for having me. I am not sure. I'm sorry you will not be able to see my face for certain reasons.
Okay.
I'm out of town. That's
fine.
I mean, do I just go ahead?
Yes, because of time, we are on a schedule, and we have a few minutes left before we close this program.
Thank you, distinguished participants, and I'm very grateful to be here. I'm asked to speak briefly on the journey so far as our library here at Delta State University of Science and Technology, DSUST Library, or Zoro. By the grace of God, I became the university librarian June last year. And on my resumption in a science and technology university, I thought it was very crucial to have in place a completely ICT-driven library. And very importantly, we have a digital vice chancellor who was very supportive, who has been very supportive. And first, I approached him and told him of some of the things we needed to put in place, especially the automation of the library. And I told him that we needed to engage in the library an IT expert who would be able to assist me in ensuring that we have an automated library that will be able to compete favorably with other libraries across the world. And that necessitated my attracting Mr. Sylvester to the library. And what I'm going to be presenting this evening now is a product of his engagement in our library. Well, so far, we started on my resumption in the library. We're just at the elementary stage of implementing what we call New Gen Lib. New Gen Lib is also a library management software. But on my resumption, we started our process of automation. Of course, I don't need to define automation. We have been told all that. Enabling library processes through the use of ICTs, which is not possible without a library management software. So I put together a project team to implement the automation process in the library. First, we gave specific assignments to this project team. Number one, to look at how we can eradicate the complexities with the conventional method, to come up with a decision on whether to adopt New Gen Lib or to recommend another library management software for the library. Of course, you are aware that from our findings, we did preliminary investigations and discovered that the New Gen Lib, as good as the New Gen Lib is, it has some disadvantages. We discovered that some of the libraries that are using New Gen Lib are pretty small libraries. And some of the libraries that have succeeded in the use of New Gen Lib are also very small libraries. And for a library of a caliber, that's a university library, that you cannot be able to determine how big our largest library will be tomorrow, we decided to go for Koha, library management software. Of course, you know that Koha is open source, unlike the proprietary library management software that is sometimes around an individual. Sometimes most of the other proprietary library management softwares are developed by non-librarians, and you always have issues with when non-librarians develop because they may not have in-depth knowledge of what should be done. And some global standards may not be maintained because an ICT man can sell anything to you. So that is why we went for the Koha library management software. Well, straight after that planning stage, we went straight to acquisition. And we considered using the
Hello.
23 version 23 of Koha. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. But
can you hear me?
Yes,
now?
we can hear you. Yes, you have just
what
1 minute left.
What has been displayed there?
Yes, we have just 1 minute left, so we'd like you to just round up. We have a major demonstration next year.
Okay, thank you. After configuration testing, we went straight to training. We have had series of training, especially for library staff, and also for the library users. Of course, you understand the place of training the users so that they have very good knowledge of how to assess what you have put in place. We have pictures there of the various training sessions we had with both staff and both users. And very interestingly, we had some IT students from the Department of Library Science from our institution and other institutions. We had several trainings with them, and it was an opportunity for us to, for them to understand the workings of Koha. What are some of the benefits so far? Of course, you cannot just but talk about improved patron service that have been properly talked about, unlike what you used to have in the normal traditional catalog. Also, we talked about faster cataloging. In the normal traditional cataloging, you go through the what's it called, the schedule, the tables. You go through all those rigors of going through all that are actually put aside. So very faster cataloging. It saves time. It's cost effective. Of course, the Koha is no licensing fee. It's an open source. Also, very importantly, through the Koha, you can be able to access workflow, access the results or inputs of each staff. You'll be able to know how far they are. What are some of the problems we have encountered? Number one issue was how to migrate from what we used to be, which is New Gen Lib, to Koha. You agree with me that various library management software come with different approach, though there are similarities. Yeah. The second problem we also encountered was the issue of the accession register of an institution, of the library. If you must have a seamless automation, libraries must ensure that the accession registers are in order. If your accession register is not well done, you are going to have issues. Of course, most libraries can also use what is called their shelf list. If those records are not properly put in order, you are going to have issues during automation. Another problem we also encountered is apathy from library staff. Of course, when you change, we have any form of change, people will sometimes resist because of the fear of the unknown. But we're able to handle that after several trainings, after encouragement. Today, I can tell you, of course, it will interest you. What an interesting thing that our Koha is being used for this training. So that means that tells you that all our staff have bought into it. Then we also have issues with, of course, the power problem. One interesting thing about our institution is that we have almost 10 hours of power as an instruction given by the Vice Chancellor. But you can imagine we needed to work both in the night. So the university is presently trying to put up solar for the library so that we can have 24 hours access to. And very important, we also had issues with our barcode. Well, all these issues we are trying to overcome. Remember, it's an ongoing project. We are on it, working to ensure that, but so far so good. It has been interesting working on Koha. I want to thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So very quickly, it's exactly, we've spent almost 2 hours now. This workshop is intended for at least 2 hours, 45 minutes. It's a extensive international workshop, and we have a major presentation that is fully practical on how to catalog and all that. Christian is on standby to do a demonstration of a practical software, not just Koha, right? Jeremiah, I sent you a WhatsApp message. I'll reach out to you shortly. But I want to inform us that we have a volunteer team that has been working so much for this workshop success. And we have one of us who is a lecturer. She's a lecturer, and she close the laptop. So she's currently here. She's taking all the questions that have been asked. So I'm going to be reaching out to Zainab, that's UK. She's a lecturer here, and we'll take some of the questions. So this question is directed at Sharon. Dr. Evans Otuza is asking, what are the similarities between Sinaian Library Management System, that is SLIMS, and Koha? What are the similarities? He said he wants to know this. He needs clarification to help our university's choice and recommendations. However, we are not going to be learning about just Sinaian or Koha. There's one other powerful software, easy to use. I've used it. I recommend it so strongly. It's going to be the last presentation for today, and then we'll call it a night. So, and just wait, immediately after the last presentation, we will distribute the attendance form. So we are going to take your question. So Sharon, please respond to this question, please. Thank you. Sharon, please respond. Hello, Sharon. Sharon, we can, hello? Okay, you know what? I'm going to bring, is Sunita here? Sunita, are you there? Sunita? Sunita, good evening.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry, man, I'm here. I'm just having a bit of connectivity issues.
Okay, connectivity issues. Okay, so sorry about that.
So sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. There's a question about your library software at Eastwood Library in South Africa. What is the similarity between that software and Koha from what Jeremiah has demonstrated? Sharon, are you there? We can see you. Can you say something? Okay. Okay, I haven't used. You said?
She said her mic is muted. Please.
Her mic is muted from my side.
Yes, please check.
No, it's not. It's not muted. Her mic is open. Her mic is open.
Okay, on the chat, she shared a response to that question. I don't know if I can just talk about it.
Okay, the response.
Yes.
Okay, please, can you respond to it?
Okay, according to her response, she said the similarities the fact that librarians are able to trace a book for a borrower, even if it's not in the home library, and when it will be returned, or if other libraries nearby have a certain copy of the book. This is just more or less like part of the circulation activities that both Koha does too. So she said one of the similarities is that in respect to knowing where the book is it in my library? Does this library have it? You
Can
can
you
be
hear
able to
Jeremiah?
put with this one and the other one. So that's basically one of the similarities, and all other things. I think all other things that you can do on Koha, you can also do it with that software. But on a personal view, I feel most persons prefer Koha because generally accepted, user friendly. It is not complicated. Just like when I was looking at the chat, somebody was talking about user education. It's very easy to educate your users on how to use the OPAC and all of that when you are working with Koha. I have not used the other software, so I don't really have much idea about that. But the similarities is just in the aspect of the circulation activities, which you can do on Koha and you can also do on the
Hear my
other
wife. Hear my wife now. It's your phone I'm using now. Is it not your phone
I
I'm
don't know if I can
using?
help you.
Okay, so
That's
before Mr.
I don't know. I don't know if I can add my voice to that if I'm allowed.
Yes, please.
All right, thank you. I want us to look at library softwares with open mind.
Hello, sir, Mr. Patrick.
So okay,
Mr. Patrick.
are you good?
Sorry, there's a
Anyone with
question for
you?
you here. Yes. The question is about AI. And it says, what role do you see emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, playing in future library automation systems? What role do you see AI playing in automation systems?
All right, thank you very much. AI
Did you
is
get a
already,
question?
um, yes, yes, yes. All right, thank you very much. AI is already playing a lot of roles in current library management system, and there are more roles to be played in the future. I will explain. Now, as at now, so library management system already have RFID embedded that controls check-in, check-out system that also controls pattern recognition AI, like things like QR code and all that. So it's already existing. It's already part of library management system of today. But the major role that I see AI playing in LMS in the future is a decision-making role. At a point where integration of AI will allow a library system run a report that will tell you, maybe in medicine, for example, which authors do people read most? Do your users use most when they come to your library? What field what field of medicine does it seem as if uh, more researches, are coming up in? And that will, on the long run, guide you as to take a decision to the fields, the areas where you need to acquire more books on in your library. It will help you to guide your collection development, approach, your acquisition approach. So the role AI is going to play, that's one part. Another part is also the area of what do you call it now? Um, your search capabilities. Where when you search your OPAC, you'll not be getting results from your database alone. That it will also go into your electronic resources that you have embedded, and then bring results from those resources to respond to the need of your user, with a single search. That's the direction that we are going to in the future too. where you say something and then you have results from different perspectives, explaining what you have said and even giving you clearer understanding of your own question. Not just your answer, but understanding of your question as well. And then if I'm permitted to just mention something about, someone asked about similarity of Koha and the Cyan software. The truth is that they are both library management software. They do handle cataloging, they handle all that, and they handle cataloging, they handle your OPAC and all that. So there are a lot of similarities. But there's something I want to quickly note that I saw in that Cyan software that I want us to see how we can look into implementing such on our Koha, on our other library management system. And that's the area of
All right, sir. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, that's the
Go ahead.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. It's just that we have to go to the next session.
Okay, there's something she showed on our slide.
Thank you very much.
About... All right, thank you. Let me just...
Thank you very much. So we are going to make room immediately after his presentation. By that time, we know that we have taken all the presentation for recording purpose. So we will take all questions as much as we can immediately after the last presentation. So let us allow the last speaker to speak because we have taken 10 minutes of his time. So let us take the last speaker. Let's take the last speaker. Mr. Christian.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Sylvester. Good evening, I can hear you.
Okay, please share your screen and please let's have your presentation. Mr. Christian will be taking the topic, library automation made easy with ActiveShelf. ActiveShelf, I know we've heard about some other softwares. We've heard about Alexandra, we've heard about Slims, we've heard about Koha. So Christian is going to be doing a demonstration, practical demonstration of ActiveShelf solution that revolutionizes what library automation is all about. I have used this software. I've seen demonstrations of it in several universities in Nigeria, and this software is reliable, it's customizable. And over to you, Christian. Let's see your screen. Currently, you are sharing your StreamYard screen. Let us see what you're sharing, please.
All right. It's already saying, have you? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen already, please.
Yes.
I'm sharing my screen already. Yeah, Mr. Sylvester, I'm sharing my screen already. Yeah, Mr. Sylvester, I'm sharing my screen already.
Please go ahead with your presentation. What we are seeing is StreamYard, sir. Please share,
Okay.
show us your slide and go ahead with your presentation.
Yes, please. Can you see that? Can you see another screen right now?
Yes, we can see your presentation now. We can see your presentation now.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Christian Ubeje. I am a business development librarian for LibTech, and I will be taking us through the process of library automation made easy with ActiveShelf integrated library solution. Now, I will not be going through most of my slides because whatever I'm going to be saying here, the other first two facilitators have made mention of some of the things I'll be saying. So we are going to be rushing through this and then I'll go through the demo proper. So we are going to be looking at the integrated library system. We'll be looking at the types of ILS, which has been said before. We'll be looking at the meaning of integration because I made mention of integrated library solution. And then we'll go into L.A.M.E, which is the demonstration using ActiveShelf ILS. And then also, lastly, we will be looking at the key consideration for planning procuring and implementation of integrated library solution for our libraries. All right, so we just skip this part and go to integration. So what do we mean by integration? Now, integration is basically the action or the process of combining two or more things to form a whole or simultaneously or to work effectively. Now, integrated library solution usually comprises of different database software which interact with other database, and then it displays two interfaces, one for the library users and one for the library professionals. Now, as we all know, every ILS should have, or LMS should have, a front-end interface and a back-end interface, one that interacts directly with the user, which is the patrons, and the other that interacts with the library professionals, the staffs at the back end. Now, most ILS software that we all know are divided into these programs which are called modules. Now, the modules can be circulation, OPAC, user management, and so on. Now, the two types, or the two major types of integrated library system, Mr. Patrick made mention of that, proprietary system and then the open source. Now, for proprietary system, ActiveShelf is a perfect example of a proprietary system. Now, this system is owned by an organization, or is owned by a person or an organization. Now, your institution or your library can buy the license agreement from the vendor to own the product. So you're paying, and let me also make this known that proprietary system, when it comes to license agreement, there are two types of processes in which you can buy a license agreement. Now, one of them is perpetual license. For some library management software, the owners of the software can say, okay, you are paying for this software, you are buying the license agreement perpetually, meaning that you are owning it for life, right? Now, the other, it can be subscription-based. Yes, some of our applications that we use today, if you don't pay subscription for a particular time, the license has been taken away from you. So most of the time, people buy the software perpetually. And the next is the open source, which is Koha, like we just listened to that wonderful presentation for Mr. Jeremiah. So let's quickly look at the ActiveShelf integrated library solution. Now, ActiveShelf is owned by LibTech, and it's one of the proprietary software out there. As long as Nigeria is concerned, this is the first indigenous software or library management software in Nigeria. Now, ActiveShelf performs two major functions. One is digital library integration, and two is library automation. Now, digital library integration is basically integrating all your resources into one search interface. And remember, Mr. Patrick was just making an example of how artificial intelligence is coming in to take over the library space and how we can embed it into our own library system. This is one of the things that we have also looked at when we talk about ActiveShelf. Now, I am going to make a very simple search on the ActiveShelf front-end interface. This is an interface that can also be called the OPAC. Yes, it's an online public access catalog. It gives you access to everything in the library. Now, I can search for a broad term here. Let's say I want to search for a book on programming. All right, so in less than a second, I've been able to retrieve 2,926 resources. Please, I want to be very sure that you can see this clearly. Yes, okay. So I've been able to pull out about 2,926 resources under a second from ActiveShelf. Now, what makes this possible is actually what we call the ActiveShelf Discovery Service. Now, the ActiveShelf Discovery Service helps to go through the system and pull out resources that are related to your keyword. Now, if you look at all the books, the ebooks and the journals that have been pulled out from this system right now on the interface, you will see that they are connected to programming. So it is either programming appears as the title, programming appears as the author, programming appears in any of the metadata that has been used to catalog these resources. Now, one thing before I go into refining your search, one thing you should also understand about ActiveShelf as a library management solution is that it gives you, very similar to Koha, it gives you an opportunity to also select the field that you want to search for. And this helps to also narrow your search directly to where or what you're looking for. Now, basically it is always on all fields by default, but you can click or select any of the access points. Yes, that's what we call them in libraries, access point. So you can select by title, author, subject, series, publisher, ISBN, and other publication information. All right, now if you look at the left-hand side of your screen rather, you will see refine your search. Now the refine your search icon, that is here helps the user to narrow down to find exactly what they're actually looking for. Now, if you look under the item type, you would see ebooks, journal articles, and book. Now, what this means is that ActiveShelf have been able to integrate both your online resources, the paid subscription, the repository that your library is subscribed to, whether free or paid subscription, and also has been able to integrate whatever you have on the shelf. Remember, the goal of the library is to make sure that the resources in the library is being utilized. And it cannot be utilized when you have books on your shelf and then your users cannot find them on the OPAC. Now, let me just show you an example. When I search for programming, if you scroll down here, as you can see on the screen here, you can see that this particular book, Java Programming by Farrell Joyce, is showing us here that total item 1, available item 1. Now, what this means basically is that this particular book, Java Programming, is actually a physical book in our library. So this book is present in our library, and then this is showing us here that the total item is 1, and the available item is 1. Available means that the book is ready, the book is in the library, and it's also open for loan. Now, let me take us back a little. Before I take us back a little, let me just click on the particular book, and it will give me the full metadata information of this book. Now, as you can see here, Java Programming by Farrell Joyce. You can see the edition, you can see the publication information, the physical description, you can see the ISBN, you can see every other information, also the subject and the subject in which this particular book falls under. And if you also look at the bottom part of the screen, you would see that the item type is saying book. You can see the item barcode because each book on the shelf has an item barcode, and this helps, especially when we want to do circulation. And yes, I'm going to show that to us when we go to the back end. So item barcode is very important for the book. You can see the full call number there to help you to trace the book. If it's serial, you can see the the serial number, but right now this is not a serial. Now you can also see the current location of this book, right? So I'm going to tell you also how we can also customize this for you when we go to the back end. Now you can see that this book is currently at the main library general stacks. So you can even give you an idea of where exactly, what shelving location this book is present. And then you can also see the status, which is showing available, meaning that you as a user, you can walk into the library, go straight to the shelf, pick up the book and take it to the circulation desk for borrowing. Also, we can see the due date, that is if the book has been borrowed, you will see the due date on when the book is going to be returned. I'm going to show that when we go to the back end. So this is also for us to see the Mac view and the ISBD view, but right now this is the front end. So let me just take us back a little, and then I'm going to explain the item types. Now the item types, like I said earlier, ebooks, journal articles, and book. Ebooks are full textbook that contains all the pages of the book. Now let me show us an example here. I can just open one of the book here. Scientific Programming and Computer Architecture. I click on this book right now, and what I'm seeing is a full text book. All right, that's coming up. What I'm saying here is a full text book of 339 pages of this book, and then the user can read, the user can download if they have if they're opening this library on their own device. Yes, if they are in their own library, or probably that with their own laptop, they can also download. If they are in the virtual library, they can also download and send to their mail, or depend on the policy of the library. Now, the second is journal articles. Yes, ActiveShelf Discovery Service also pulled out 567 journal articles concerning programming. So it has been able to break it down according to how it has been able to fetch a result from several databases. And lastly, you see book here. Book is actually the physical books that are in your library. So if I click on any of them, it would automatically filter the item type and give me all ebooks. If I go back again and I click on journal articles, it automatically filters all the books and show me only journal articles. And we remember journal articles are mostly publications that are based on research. So let me go back to this. Now, under the refine your search, the reason why we have this on this platform is to make sure that our users are able to find the resources quickly, because out of the thousands or millions of resources that the discovery service can fetch to you, it will be difficult for you to start scrolling from page to page, because you want to look for the book you're looking for. So this actually helps you. Instead of moving from page 1 to page 2 to look for what you're looking for, this actually helps you to narrow down your search and take it to the specific place where the exact book you are looking for is located. Now, it also filters down to publishers. Yes, you can see the list of the publishers that all the 2,926 resources came from, all the publishers. Yes, and you can also filter by author. You can filter by subject. You can filter by series. Remember when we talk about series, series is more about the books or the publications that are coming in a sequence. It's just like if you have your new general mathematics 1, 2, 3, because those books cannot be in a whole. Just like when you watch your movies, because they cannot put all the movies together, all the scenes together in one particular movie. It might take a longer time. So these books have been published in series in the sequential manner. And lastly, we can also filter by year of publication. Yes, this particular ILS also helps for effective research. Yes, because if you are doing, let's say for instance, I am doing a research work on programming languages, or maybe I want to look for books concerning programming for my research work. And then my professor or the person in charge of my project is saying, I want recency. I want books that are recent. Let's say I want book from 2020. I can decide to just click on 2020 and it will filter all the books and give me only books on programming that were published in 2020. All the years are listed here. Now, lastly here is the language. Yes, the books can be written in different languages, so there is no discrimination on this particular integrated library solution. You can filter by languages: English, German, French, Italian, and even Spanish. So before I round up with the front-end interface, I also want to show us something here, which is called search preference. And when we look at search preference, this is actually more like a settings in the front-end interface of ActiveShelf. The reason why we actually came up with this idea is because we want our users not to be restricted. Yes, we want our users not to be restricted. We do not want a situation whereby you come to the library and then you cannot select where you want your resources to come from. So let's say, for instance, if I am outside the library, let's say I am a distant learning student of a particular institution, and I do not want to see resources that are coming from the local catalog, meaning that the resources that are on the shelf, I can decide to say, no, ActiveShelf, I don't want to see books on the shelf. I want to see books only from the paid subscription and from the open access resources, or from the online resources that I can download and read at my own pace. Now, if you look at search preferences here, you can see underneath it is search sources. You can see your own collections, meaning that this is the demo library catalog. So that is why we actually kept it this way. We can customize it to suit your own university. The name of your university can be added there. So that is the one good thing about the ActiveShelf, the customizable aspect of it. The next is the paid subscription. Yes, like we mentioned earlier, there are repositories that are subscription based. You cannot have them for free because the people who have the copyright, the people who have the intellectual property has refused to give it out for free. So, and that is, they are already in their right to do so, right? So there are different policies around that, and we're not going to go into that in proper, but there are different aggregators that have been able to pool all these resources, quality resources, into one package. One of them is IG Publishing, there is JGate. There are so many aggregators that have been able to pull quality resources from science, engineering, mathematics, library and information science, different disciplines, even in health and the medical sciences. So IG Publishing is one of the popular ones that your library can subscribe to. And the next is the open access sources. Yes, the open access sources. Now, these open access sources are also free, though not all of them are free, but the owners of or the vendors can even subscribe for some of these repositories and give it out for free. Now, if you look at the open access sources, there are so many of them, but due to the fact that this is a system, we cannot list all of them, but there are so many of them here. But as you can see here, there is PubMed. PubMed is, we put PubMed for free here for our users. So PubMed is the largest repository when it comes to health and medical sciences. It contains journals, mostly journals. Yes, there is Springer, there is MDPI, there's Intech Open for Sciences, Taylor and Francis. I know most of us are familiar with Taylor and Francis. The Greater for Sciences too. And then there is so many more, Manchester University Press, there's so many more on this particular system. Another thing I also want us to look at on this part is the spelling errors. Yes, so we've been able to make sure that ActiveShelf assists our users to search for whatever they want from the platform, even if they do not know how to spell correctly. Now, what spelling errors basically means is that you can toggle between don't tolerate and tolerate. Now, by default, it's already on tolerate. Now, what this means essentially is that if you click on tolerate, you are basically telling the system, you're basically telling ActiveShelf, please tolerate my misspellings. So if I cannot spell economics very well and I spell economics, meaning that ActiveShelf would help me to retrieve results that are similar to economics. So if I say don't tolerate, I'm basically telling ActiveShelf, don't tolerate my misspelling. I know how to spell it. So if I spell it wrongly, don't give me any result. So this is more like adding some sort of an intelligence for you. And we can also see this in our Google search. Yes, when you want to search for something that you don't know, especially when you're looking for a word or meaning of a word, and you just type 3 to 4 letters correctly in the whole word, when Google gives you the result, it will tell you, do you mean this or do you mean this? Giving you the correct spelling. And when you see the correct spelling, you say, oh yes, this is exactly what I want. So users are allowed to manipulate these settings. And the good thing about it is that it is exclusive to each user. So you do not have to worry about what the other user is doing. No, I can decide to manipulate my own and say, I don't want this, I don't want that. All I have to do is click on any of them and save. Now, that is for search preferences. And okay, that is all for the front end interface. If I remember any other thing, I can always come back again to talk about it. So let's look at the back end interface of ActiveShelf, which is used for library automation. So I can click on Access Backend. All right. So what we're seeing on our screen is the back-end interface of the ActiveShelf. As you can see, the screen is very simple, user-friendly, and intuitive. So you can, you could appreciate the coloring and all of that. And that this can be customized whatever way your institution wants it to be customized. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I spoke about modules. You can see modules at the left-hand side. You can see the user management module, the cataloging module, the data exports, and also the circulation module. There are also many other modules coming up that we are already working with our engineers on that. Now, let's quickly go through this modules one after the other. All right. So,
Dr. Emezie is asking if the book on your ActiveShelf, they are downloadable. Are the books downloadable?
yes, the books are downloadable. Okay, now let me just make mention of this one right now. When we deploy ActiveShelf to our clients or any institution, we offer them over 1 million free ebooks that are free for them to download. Ebooks and journals. Yes, ebooks and journals for your research. They are free. They're coming from different databases, popular databases that you know about. Yes, so they are downloadable. Now let me go back to this one. This is what I opened earlier, scientific programming and computer architecture. I just click on it right now, and then it will download right into my system. I can even print directly from the system if I want to. So this is going to download. Look at it right now. It's already trying to download it for me in PDF. I can decide to save, or I can decide to leave it there. So, okay, it's downloading already. So let's go back. I don't know if I've answered that correctly.
Yes, please proceed. We have just about 5 minutes for
Okay.
your rounding
Okay.
up.
Now,
yeah,
let me quickly run through the modules. Now, the first module here is the user management, or we call them patron management in libraries. Now, what this actually does for the library is the fact that it has been able to at least help the library in cutting down the manual stress of registering the users. Now, when I click on this, it already gives me it opens a page for me to see all the users that have registered on this platform. Now, I want to make reference to something that is peculiar to us here in Nigeria. When I entered, when I got admission into university, we are told to go and register in the library. The faculty, sometimes we even have to skip classes so that we can go and register for the library because it's very important. Without that, you cannot pay your school fees or do some other things. So we saw that at the library there, we saw a lot of students coming in from 100 level, making so much noise, constituting nuisance because they need to come and register for their library card. But what we've been able to do here is that your users can register on ActiveShelf seamlessly, just like how you do on Facebook. You don't have to go to Facebook headquarters to register on Facebook. With your phone, you can just click a few buttons, upload your picture, and then upload your biodata, and you are good to go. So let me take, for example, this is a biodata of one or somebody who has registered on our library, or John Precious, and then we've seen that this is a registration number, this is the name, this is the patron category, might be student, might be staff, might be working for the library, the department is there, the admission year is there, the expected graduation year is there, even the phone number and their email address, the gender, everything is there. So I can just click. All I need to do is just to confirm if this person is a student by going through the school's data or the admission data, and then the next thing I want to do is to click on approve. Once I click on approve, automatically John Precious will get an email telling her that she can now create a password and have access fully into the library. It's that simple as that. So we have been able to cut down the stress of asking students to come to the library to come and do their registration manually. So next thing we can also do on the Patreon management is that we can view the total number of users on the platform. So no matter how many there are, you can see them on the platform. Now on this platform, you can see all of them, and you can even report. You can even do what's it called, a quick reporting on the platform by exporting it to Excel. Yes, you can click on export to Excel, and automatically it will go down straight to giving you the full data on an Excel sheet in case you want to use it for reporting or in case the school requires that. Next on the list is okay, sorry, before I move to cataloging, you can also delete the user or even edit details of the user. So in case the user made a mistake, they can come to the library and say, oh, I made a mistake on my email address, I made a mistake on my full name, please help me do this, please help me do that. Now, the next is the cataloging. Now, for cataloging on ActiveShelf, we've been able to make sure that we follow the standard because cataloging is actually one of the most important aspects of libraries. Yes, we cannot despise cataloging. That is more like the heart of librarianship, because at the end of the day, the key aspect of the library is to make sure that we find our resources, retrieve the resources, and use them. So if we do not catalog our resources, how do our users get to find these resources? Now, on the cataloging module, you would see the drop down here, the Z39.50, edit MAC record manually, import MAC record file, and view the total number of records. Now, let's first of all look at the Z39.50 URL. Now, what this means basically is Mr. Jeremiah has already made mention of that, but I'm going to probably throw more light on it again using ActiveShelf. Now, what this means basically is that you as a librarian working in the technical department in cataloging section, you want to make your job easy, right? Because what is the point of technology if we are not making our job easy and faster? Yes, that is the reason why we are having integrated library solution or library management system. We want to make our job easier and faster. And that is the reason why the Z39.50 protocol is here to help us do that. So what it does basically is that it helps to query all library, what's it called, all popular or top libraries that have been able to catalog the same resources that you're trying to catalog. So instead of going through the manual process, the first thing you want to do is to try and query the query using the Z39.50 search. So let's say, for instance, I have an ISBN here on a book and I want to catalog this book. So I want to search for this particular book. I want to search for the metadata of this book using the ISBN, right? Now, the system is going to query all these libraries and more. Like I said before, we couldn't list all of them, but these are one of the top libraries that we are going to query right now. So if I click on search, it will process and then it will open something for me. And now, right now, we have been able to see here that this particular book is found in the Library of Congress, right? And then we've been able to we can be able to retrieve the cataloging information or the metadata information because someone else has done it already in the Library of Congress, which is going to ease our work. Now you can see the book here already, Foundations of Library and Information Science by Robin Richard. This is the year of the author. This is the second edition of the book. This is the year of publication. This is the ISBN. And then this is the server where it came from, the Library of Congress. So if I want to bring this book into my library, this metadata into my library, so that it can ease the stress of going through the manual way of processing the cataloging information, I can just click on import record. All I need to do is just click on import record. Now, if I click on import record, ActiveShelf is going to open a system that is similar to what you saw in Koha during Mr. Jeremiah's own presentation. Now, like I said before, MAC standard are the same. MAC means machine readable catalog. We're not going to go deeper into this. That is like another section entirely. And if you are into cataloging in your library, you know that cataloging is one of the most technical and tedious aspects of librarianship. Yes, and that is why if you go to most libraries, you people running away from technical section. Yes. So this particular record has been able to open in an edited form for me to be able to edit what this person has done in the Library of Congress. Now, as you can see here, MAC stands from 000 to 899, right? I said I'm not going to go into this, but still, I think Mr. Jeremiah already said some things about it. So now you can go through all these fields and all these tags. Yes, that's what we call them. We call them tags. Yes, you can go through all these tags and then look at them one after the other to see if you want to add or remove any information on this. But if you find out that, oh, everything that this person did here is correct and it's okay and you want to move on with it, the last thing you want to do is to click on 9. Now, I remember I said MAC stands from 000 to 899, meaning that 900 or tag 9 upward is actually not in the original MAC programming, right? But we added this so that we can be able, so that librarians will be able to enter their own element. Yes, and that's why you see that it's called added entry element. So here you get to select if this book you can log in is a book, it's an ebook, if it's an online video, it's an audio book, it's a periodical or a reference material. But since it's a book, all we need to do is go ahead and click on add record. So I just clicked on add record. And then we have our cataloging information here fully, here, Foundation of Library and Information Science by Richard Robin, and then these are the information here. Now, another thing you want to do when you can log in with ActiveShelf is to add an item. Now, why do we add item? We add item because we want to, listen, we add item because we want to make sure that each book in the library is unique. It's just like when you go to shop for groceries. Each item on the shelf has an item barcode. What it does is that it specifically makes sure that we can be able to differentiate it, because if we bring a book into the library, the book is one, right? The metadata is one, but the item has to be different because they are there can be more than one copy. So if I click on add item, it opens a small window for me to select the permanent location of this library, of this particular book. Where is this book placed permanently? Where is the current location? Where is the shelving location? And then where is the item barcode? So let me quickly give this an item barcode. So I can just say this is our item barcode, and then we are okay with the full call number. We can go ahead to click on add item. Now, when I click on add item, it's already showing me here, right here, that this book has been added into our library. So how do we know that this book has been added into our library? If someone comes from the front end, which is a front end user, a patron, comes to want to search for this particular book, how do they gain access, or how will they actually know if this book is actually in our library? So let's quickly, we can start from the front end, and it's loading.
Okay, Christian, I'm pausing your screen sharing for now. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, so I'm pausing your screen sharing for now. I want to know if our participants are getting value for the time they are spent here. So if you are getting value for the time you spent here, we are rounding up in the next 15 minutes. This program is close to the limit that we projected. So while we are rounding up, I want you to look at the comment section. Mr. Isiri, can I see the comment on YouTube? Your comment, as Isiri made that comment, because some people are asking how they can get, I've not seen your comment. On YouTube, Christian, they are asking how can they get the,
sorry, I didn't get that.
the access to, did you hear me now?
Okay, please come again, please take it again.
Christian, can you
I can hear you, but
asking how they can get. Okay, everyone is asking how can we get access to the LeapTech software. So I have put the comment section there saying, do you need ActiveShelf solution? Use the code, the digital librarian, to get discounts on your first project with LeapTech. And the phone numbers are there so that you can contact Kristen, and you can reach out to any of the phone numbers, and you will get a discount because you are using this code. So LeapTech, Kristen is the business development manager there, staff there. So he is going to be attending to you when you reach out to him on how to get this software. He's ready to do a demonstration for your library. He's ready to do all that. So please, quickly, I want you to paste the attendance form right now. Attendance for certificates. Can you paste the attendance form while Mr. Christian comes back to round up his comments, and then we will take questions and close for the day. Then lastly, please, if you have not clicked on the subscribe button on this channel, it's somewhere down there. If you know you are getting value from this event, just click on the subscribe button so that you can have access to more of this workshop. Then, Christian, I don't know, maybe you should tell them that though we are rushing this workshop, but we are having a master class next month, right?
Yeah.
Next month is July. We are having a master class, and LeapTech is one of our lead speakers. He's going to be training for 2 days. 2 days on library automation, practically, without being rushed. So those of you who are interested for that particular workshop, the attendance form has the question. If you are interested, just fill that, and we'll proceed from there. Immediately it's true, I'll share the attendance form with you and show you how to fill the attendance form. So Christian, please continue
Mr. Isiri post the attendance form on the YouTube comments. Thank you. Over to you, Kristen.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Less than 2 minutes for you to round up now. Less
All
than
right,
2.
please. I will try to be as fast as possible. So I'm sorry, please, if I begin to rush. Okay, so I made mention of the fact that the OPAC is also connected to the back end in the sense that your front end user can also see the items that have been cataloged in your library, meaning that it gives visibility to the holdings of your library. Now, I've been able to duplicate my, what's it called, this particular screen, and I've been able to go to the front end to look at what we are actually seeing here. We've been able to see that the Foundations of Library and Information Science, which is the book I just cataloged now, is available in our library, and the item is 1, is available there. And if someone borrows it, the item will go back to 0. So let me quickly go back to the back end again, and then let's look at editing MAC record manually. We're not going to go into that because that's going to take us a whole lot of time. Yes, and next is for you to be able to import the MAC record file. I remember someone was asking a question when Mr. Jeremiah was doing his own presentation. He says, oh, we already have our file already. We're probably moving or we're migrating into a new system. How do we get it? Because we have them in a record book or in an Excel sheet. How do we do that? ActiveShelf allows you to import MAC record file in bulk. Now you can just do that by clicking on import MAC record file, and it would give you an interface for you to enter the description. So let's say the book we're trying to, or what's called the MAC record we're trying to enter into our system is L.A.M.E. Now we can go ahead to choose the file. Yes, because the file has to be in your system. Now the file has to be in your system. The file that has to be in your system must be a file that is in the MAC format. Now MAC format is originally in .mrc, and this is the MAC format here that I have here, and I have clicked on it. All I need to do is just click on submit. When I submit, automatically it would import all the records. Now I can now go ahead, click on import record to have everything. As you can see here now, records are importing. About 255 records are coming into the library. Now this record will contain both the bibliographic information and also the copies of that particular book that you have in your library. Lastly, on cataloging, if you want to view the total number of records on ActiveShelf, you just need to click on view record and you will see all the information, all the records that you have cataloged in your library. No matter how many they are going to be here. And if you want to find each of them specifically, all you need to do is go here and search for any of them. So if maybe I want to search for the book, I was just clicking on foundation right now, and the system is automatically filtering everything and showing me what I just cataloged. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So,
circulation before we go. Circulation before we go, please. Circulation before we go.
You say what?
Circulation. Let me just end with circulation.
No, I'm sorry. Can you just speak about circulation instead of demonstrating it? We are going to be doing. You are going to be having time for the practical live.
All right. Okay.
So please, I need to advise those that are watching now, don't fill the form now. You will have access to fill the form. We noticed that a lot of people are going to fill the form now. It means you will not watch this video. So, and only those who fill the form and make the payment of 3,000 Naira, only those people will be able to watch this video again. So if you miss the video by going to fill the form now, you may not get access to the video again. So please stay to the end. And Mr. Kristen, in 1 minute, round up. I'm bringing up the other speakers now, so it will round up. So in 1 minute, round up. I'm bringing Sharon and all that. So in 1 minute, please round up.
All right. So for circulation, like I said before, every module is integrated into each other. So what you need to do here in circulation is very simple and quick. All you need to do is enter the borrower's number, and the system would automatically fetch the details. As you can see here, it automatically fetched all my details. And the next is to enter the item barcode of the book. Now, this is the book that we already cataloged earlier, Foundations of Library and Information Science. The system allows you to select the loan duration, and the system automatically calculates the due date. So you don't have to be a mathematician to use this one. Don't calculate the due date. Our system automatically calculates that for you. And you can also increase the allowed renewals when the book expires. And the next you want to do is to check out the item. Now, once you check out the item, automatically you will receive an email. The user will receive an email stating all the details of the particular book that has been borrowed, the time it was borrowed, and when it is due to be returned. Now, if I go back to this place now and refresh my page, you can see that Foundation of Library Information Science is already on loan, and it will be returned on the 22nd of June, 2024. Now, let me round off by saying that ActiveShelf is customizable for your institution. So whatever add-ons and whatever things you want to add to it, we are here for you. And lastly, we also want to, I would have gone into the key consideration, but there is no time for that anymore. But when you need this, please do well to contact us so that we can talk one-on-one, even do a proper demo for you. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for having me. It's been a privilege. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Sylvester, can you hear me? Yeah, Mr. Sylvester, please confirm if you
can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Christian, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody's saying thank you. The comment section is on fire already. We have 5 minutes to round up this program. We were not supposed to spend, the target was 3 hours, as you can see. Let me show it to everyone so that we know that this program was not designed for 2 hours. No, it wasn't designed for 2 hours. But the beautiful thing is that you can rewatch this program at your own pace, at your own timing. So if you can see the program here, we said the program is ending by 10 p.m. Nigerian time. That was what we originally scheduled. Get final words from Mr. Patrick, Jeremiah, and every other person that is here. So we want to get your feedback, everyone. Jeremiah, let's hear from Sharon now. Okay, Sharon, can we get final words from you? Do you have some final statements to make?
Hello, I would just like to say thank you to every speaker that took part in this workshop. We've learned a lot, and seeing that there are different programs that we can use in our libraries, even though that we haven't used them in South Africa. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to use them, as we've just got into using like integrated into the fourth industrial revolution. Everything now is based on computers. Everything now is on technology. Thank you so much, speakers.
So thank you so much. And I'm so sorry that the internet or the microphone issue gave you some challenge earlier. So sorry about that, Sharon. Please wait behind. We have a plaque to present to all speakers. We have a plaque to present to all speakers at the end of this event to say thank you. So let's hear from Owuji Igbe. Owuji Igbe is the city librarian at Yaba Tech Library. So, sir, in 1 minute, can you tell us about your experience? You are someone who your library implemented ActiveShelf, right? So we want you to please share with us, tell us what your experience has been with the software so far in just 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator.
Owuji Igbe, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
moderator?
we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
we can hear you. Yes.
Hello.
We can hear you. Please go ahead in 1 minute, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. Thanks. So, thank you, moderator. And Mr. Christian, Mr. Christian, you have done well. Good job. Active Share really changed the lifestyle, everything about our library in Yabate College of Education, Lagos State. Before we are using another software, we just migrated to the Active Share software. It really improved our productivity in terms of users. Many people want this before we process or get a particular author. It gave us a lot of headache. But now in active shape, if you studied very well based on the way the Christian have what explain this to us, he break down the author based.
He has gone off. Okay.
I think he has gone on.
We can't hear you too, digital librarian. Please unmute.
Yes, we can hear you too.
Digital librarian, we can't hear you.
We want to present a plaque to our facilitators. So somebody, one of the participants should please come backstage. There's a link in the WhatsApp group. Click on that link and you will join us in the backstage here to show your face and give a vote of thanks. We want somebody to volunteer. Khadija, sent to Khadija. Khadija from Kenya. Yes. Khadija from Kenya. She will also give the vote of thanks. So, having said that, Owuji Igbe, we lost you for a moment. So, please just round up your statement. Just round up your statement, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you now. Please round up your
Okay,
statement.
okay, active chef make a great difference based on the what on the solution to the library software. That is the summary of what I can just bring out from my summary. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was wonderful. So, I'm having all our speakers, I'm bringing all of them to the stage now. Dr. Gochukwu Emiri, they are all coming on stage now. I see everybody's here now. Christian is here. So everybody, all our speakers are now on stage. We want to
Digital librarian, are you still there?
I think he's having issues too with his own connection.
Yes.
hello, Jerry.
Yeah, you are back.
Yeah, I was just saying you should give your final remarks. What do you think about ActiveShelf library solution?
Yeah, it's a very good one. I love the fact it gives room so much for local content because that's the challenge, basic challenge with that Koha. It's a good one. If not that we already have a software, I would have recommended it, but we can't have two in one place. So just like they say, if you can't go for the head, you go for the neck. Either way, I encourage the librarians and information scientists on the call to ensure that either you are working with Koha, you are working with ActiveShelf, and since it's the local content, I encourage us to patronize and also have it installed. You can have a Koha, ensure you have ActiveShelf so that you leave the traditional way of doing things. The world is now digital. Everybody needs to be on the same page. Thank you very much. That's just what I have to say about it.
All right, thank you. So, on behalf of the chairman of the Nigerian Library Association, I want to inform us of upcoming events as part of announcements. There will be a national workshop holding at Abuja, Nigeria. The information is on the screen. You can do a replay to watch this event. Also, there's another upcoming event. That's by LeadTech. So, like I said, if you use this code, you will get a discount on the first project. Contact LeadTech to get the ActiveShelf library solution. So, and the next event we have here is about
I think he has a network issue.
Yeah, I think his network is very poor now.
Jeremiah, how are you people preparing for Port Harcourt? For the
Oh, we
national.
are preparing very, very well. We are excited already. The fever, the NLA conference fever is already in the air. We
Why
can't
not
wait.
use the opportunity to?
We can't wait. All right. Okay. Just like
Hello, Jeremiah. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
You can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
Okay.
Uh, sorry, the digital
All
librarian
right.
just
So, yeah, we're closing now. Pardon me. We're just going to share. Mr. Patrick, please. I'm bringing up Madam Khadija.
Okay.
Khadija, please, can you please give the vote of thanks so that we
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of all participants at L.A.M.E conference. Today has been a truly enlightening and inspiring experience. Can you hear me? First
Yes,
and
we can hear
foremost,
you.
First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the organizer of this conference. Your meticulous planning, hardworking, and dedication have made this event a resound success. Special thank you to Mr. Sylvester Ebuno, who's bringing us all together. Our heartfelt thank you to our esteemed speakers, facilitators, Dr. Obuchwa Thaddeus, sorry for pronouncing. Mr. Patrick, Miss Sunita, Mr. Christina, Mr. Jeremiah, and Mr. Oyuo, other experts for providing us with a wealth of knowledge and new perspectives. Your contributions have truly enriched our experience. To my fellow participants, thank you for your active engagement and contribution. Your questions, discussions, shared experience have made this conference an interactive forum. It has been a pleasure to connect with so many passionate, knowledgeable individuals from around the world. I would like to extend special thanks to key contributors, sponsors, volunteers, technical teams whose support and hard working behind this scene ensure that everything runs smoothly. In closing, I would like to appreciate everyone involved in making this conference successful. It has been a remarkable opportunity for learning and networking, and I'm sure we all leave here with new insights and connections that will benefit our work and collaboration in future. Thank you once again to the organizer, speakers, participants, Nigerian Library Association Information Technology Section, LIP Tech, Delta State University of Science and Technology, and the Digital Librarian. I look forward to stay in touch and see you at a future event. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Karibuni Lamu, Kenya.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And God bless you. So, on behalf of all the organizers, I want to say thank you, Mr. Patrick Agu. And this plaque is being presented to all of you for being very resourceful persons. We are going to send these plaques to you, these digital plaques to you in expression of our appreciation. Thank you, Mr. Patrick, for the time that you spent here with us. Everybody in the comment section, please help us appreciate our facilitators and our organizers. Please help us appreciate them as I present this plaque to them. Also, I want to present this plaque to Mr. Christian Ogbeje. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, I would like to present this other plaque to, okay, I think my screen stopped sharing.
So also using screen.
Okay. So, also to Dr. Ogochukwu Thaddeus Emiri, please, Siri, confirm if you can see my screen, please. I'm so sorry, the network. Yeah. Okay. So, and also to Madam Sunita Richard, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being there. To Ayo Owojiyigbe, thank you so much. To Sharon Ngobese, we say thank you. These plaques were specially prepared by our volunteer teams, and they have put this whole thing together to say thank you for the time you have spent here with us. God bless you all. And I cannot fail to appreciate our team. We have Mfondo Innocent, who was the moderator, and we have Madam Uma Kaltumi. I call her UK Ibrahim. She's a lecturer, and then we have Mr. Esiri, is a staff at Admiralty University of Nigeria, and then we have Okafo Christian. I want to say thank you to you, and also to our partners, our co-organizers, Delta State University of Science and Technology, LEAP Tech, Upskill and Connect Village, the Nigerian Library Association, everyone that has made this program a success. I want to say thank you to all of you. So having said that, please, the attendance form is right there for us to fill. Just make your payments now for 3,000 naira, and then you will get your certificates and you will get access to all the materials. Also, if you're interested in a master class where we will not rush, we are rushing ourselves right now. Please, if you're interested in that master class, please let us know and then we'll add you to that class. So, Mr. Patrick, final words.
Thank you very much. I just want to say to all participants, be open-minded. There are very beautiful library automation systems available. Just identify your specific needs, be open-minded, and go for the one that meets your needs. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, everyone. We look forward to seeing you in Port Harcourt in the month of July for the National Conference of the Nigerian Library Association. Promises to be very interesting. Garden City can't wait to have you. Librarians and information managers from all around the country and also outside the country. It's going to be interesting. Paper presentations, interactive sessions, and all lots of interesting activities have been scheduled for the conference holding next month on the 7th day of the month. Please ensure you have registered, ensure that you have included it in your itinerary and start preparing. We can't wait to have you. It's going to be interesting from all of us here and also from me as a presenter. I say thank you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Somebody says, I'm interested in the master class. Just fill the attendance form and indicate your interest there. If you're interested in the master class, fill the form, and then we will contact you with the details. Fill the form. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night, Madam Khadija. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you for being here. Dr. Mr. Owuji, thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless
Thank you. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel if you found value, if you got value from participating. Subscribe to this channel, and please don't miss the master class that we are organizing. It's a 2-day class. We won't rush ourselves like we're rushing right now. Please fill the attendance form. It's in the WhatsApp group. It's in the WhatsApp group. How can you get to the WhatsApp group? If you're not in the WhatsApp group, I'd recommend that you go to my website. Go to my website, as you can see on the screen, www.thedigitallibrarian.com. www.thedigitallibrarian.com. Just go to my website and you will get everything you need to know about this event. Go to my website to get everything you need to know about this event. The screen for this event is here. So I'm just going to be playing some music right now for those who are still going to be here. We are now through with the event. I'm sorry we were not able to take questions, but in the practical, we will take questions. So I'm going to be playing, this. I'll play this.
Okay, before we get started, I'd love to quickly share a library solution offered by one of our sponsors, a Lagos-based company transforming libraries in Africa through technology. LeapTech has over 15 years experience in executing library projects across the country. And here's one of their projects implemented at the Department of Geology, University of Ibadan, as you can see on the screen. They've actually developed an integrated library software called ActiveShelf, which helps to integrate local collections, open access resources, and paid subscriptions. As you can see, the interface presenting results in one search so that your library users do not have to move from one platform to another when doing their research. If you purchase this solution, you actually gain access to over 1 million free ebooks and journals for your institution, cutting across different disciplines. ActiveShelf can be customized to suit your organization's brand, and for this particular demonstration, this interface is that of the Nigerian University of Technology and Management, Lagos State. Finally, I would love you to know that ActiveShelf also comes with a back-end interface that helps the library carry out automation activities like user management, cataloging with Z39.50 protocol, local external data export, and circulation operations. So on the screen now, you can see our core benefits of LeapTech solutions. And for further information, we would love to recommend you take a screenshot and reach out to them via the contact information showing right now. Okay. So thank you very much. In July, there will be a conference in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and the Nigerian Library Association will be having a conference. So I'm just taking announcements. So I want to recommend that we all participate in this conference.
Come on.
So thank you, Mr. Isiri. Thank you so much. Everyone is here. Madam Khadija, good night.
Good night to
Thank
you all.
you, Isiri. Thank you, Mr. Isiri, for being behind the stage. Mr. Isiri has been here with me. Thank you, and the team. Thank you, UK, all the way from the north. Thank you so much for being here, UK. Also, to register for the Nigerian Library Association conference, all you need to do is go to www.nla.org.ng, www.nla.org.ng. And to get the kind of shirt that you see me wear, all you need to do is watch this video.
Yeah, tell us someone complained that the login expired. Did you set time for it?
I know. Everything is working. Test on yourself now.
lóní jó, wọ́n tún bèrè pé ta lóní flow. Désọlá lóní jó, tẹ́ ẹ bá gbà kẹ́ ṣubú lùgbò. Ojú idán as we do am so, wọ́n ní mo ti tán so mo ti gbòòrò. Àwa la ní jó, àwa la ní flow. Lyrics lórí gángan, lyrics lórí gángan, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gángan, idán lórí gángan, Ṣọlá lórí gángan, àwa lórí gángan, lórí gángan, ijó lórí gángan. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọya. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọ. Òun ló fa go slow, na so the down, na so the flam dey go. Everybody come dey holla, ìjọ yìí ti fa wàhálà. Shake your yash, you tire, we dem see gun dey on fire. Oh yeah, baby fire, oh yeah, bumper fire. Everybody we get a show, can nobody knock this flow. As a flavorize, I'm so not different category. Hip hop afro, Kalakuta, everybody we get a show, not different category. Lyrics story gongo, lyrics story gongo, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gongo, idán lórí gongo, Ṣọlá lórí gongo, àwa lórí gongo, lórí gongo, ijó lórí gongo. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọya. Ìjọya, 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 àwa la ní ìjọ. Àwọn tèmi iṣẹ́ ti ṣáyó, ẹ̀sùn ní kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ wá mú jọjọ. Bọ̀bọ́ ìní ṣe ló dúró, àtútù ìlú ó jẹ́ mú jọjọ. Fàájì ti dé rẹpẹtẹ, Ṣọlá ti dé òun lẹ́sẹsẹ. Kí lẹ fẹ́ ṣe tí ò bá ṣe rẹ̀? Wọ́n bèrè pé ta ló ní jó, wọ́n tún bèrè pé ta ló ní flow. Désọlá ló ní jó, Désọlá ló ní flow. Lyrics lórí gángan, lyrics lórí gángan, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gángan, idán lórí gángan, Ṣọlá lórí gángan, àwa lórí gángan, lórí gángan, ijó lórí gángan. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọya. Ìjọya, ìjọya, it's time to dance. Ìjọya, àwa la ní ìjọ. We on the dance. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Trust us. Àwa la ní ìjọ. We own this dance. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Now we get am. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Àwa la ní kíni. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Ọ̀ṣìgìnì. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Yo, take me home. Àwa la ní ìjọ. Here we go again. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọya. Ìjọya, 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 àwa la ní jó. Wọ́n bèrè pé ta ló ní jó, wọ́n tún bèrè pé ta ló ní flow. Désọlá ló ní jó, tẹ́ ẹ bá gbà kẹ́ ṣubú lùgbò. Ojú idán as we do am so, wọ́n ní mo ti tán so mo ti gbòòrò. Àwa la ní jó, àwa la ní flow. Lyrics lórí gángan, lyrics lórí gángan, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gángan, idán lórí gángan, Ṣọlá lórí gángan, àwa lórí gángan, lórí gángan, ijó lórí gángan. Ìjọya, 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 àwa máa ní ìjọya. Ìjọya, 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 àwa la ní ìjọ. Òun ló fa go slow, na so the down, na so the flam dey go. Everybody come dey holla, ìjọ yìí ti fa wàhálà. Shake your yash, you tire, we dem see gun dey on fire. Oh yeah, baby fire, oh yeah, bumper fire. Everybody we get a show, can nobody knock this flow. As a flavorize, I'm so not different category. Hip hop afro, Kalakuta, everybody we get a show, not different category. Lyrics story gongo, lyrics story gongo, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gongo, idán lórí gongo, Ṣọlá lórí gongo, àwa lórí gongo, boy ní iṣẹ́ ti ṣáyó ẹ̀sùn ní kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ wá mú jọjọ. Boy ní ṣe ló dúró àtútù ìlú ó jẹ́ mú jọjọ. Fàájì ti dé rẹpẹtẹ ṣọlá ti dé ó nẹ́sẹsẹ. Kí lẹ fẹ́ ṣe tí ó bá ṣe rẹ̀? Wọ́n béèrè pé ta ló ní jó, wọ́n tún béèrè pé ta ló ní flow. Dé ṣọlá ló ní jó, dé ṣọlá ló ní flow. Lyrics lórí gángan, lyrics lórí gángan, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí gángan, ìjọ lórí gángan, ṣọlá lórí gángan, àwa lórí gángan, lórí gángan, ìjọ lórí gángan. Ìjọya, ìjọya, back that ass, ìjọya, àwa máa ní ìjọya, yes, ìjọya, ìjọya, it's time to dance, ìjọya, àwa la ní ìjọ. We on the dance. Trust us. We own this dance. Now we get on. Oshigini. Yo, take me home. Here we go again. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. It's time to show the beautiful people how we gets down. Ijoya, ha, Ijoya, Ijoya, Ijoya.